Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, so nobody's into me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah.
Hey, yo, Jay.
Pick a side, pick your
Yeah.
We have creative.
They tryna take it.
On me, tell me why they sleeping on
Tables. Praise be to the God above at the night. All I wanna do is love, I don't wanna fight. Why you coming at me telling me to get in line? I can see the pride coming up out your eyes, I'm not surprised. How can I do this? You sound like Judas, confide in the jeweler. I see mountain trying to move her, you live for the moolah. That's kinda cooler, frying the noodles. You pray to Buddha, I bow to Yeshua, I ain't that foolish, no. I've been on the road too long, the Pro Tools broke, but folks who hope. They got anxiety, but cope with dope. Why you think they listen to NF? Why you think we go to service, never hear the message? Attention span gone, the Instagram one. We give the bread off for likes to get on. We build a kingdom, but where was God's son? I don't need no spot at your table, I'm here to see his will done.
Holla, 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 don't forget about the game, yeah. If it ain't about progression, better get it out my face. And shook by your aggression, but we running our own race. You can't stop the blessing, film, just get up out our way. We don't need no spot at your table. My team versus your team, you can't be my stable. We don't need no spot at your table. My team versus your team, you can't be my stable.
I used to call people and they never call me back. Now they hit my phone like the minute they hear me rap. Oh no, I ain't with the nonsense. I'm a pilot, you a punches. Y'all are not my friends. Yeah, I'ma run this race at my own pace. At my table, always say grace. Holy Father up in heaven, yeah, that's how we pray. You need faith to please God. Reach out, reroute your way of thinking. What if I told you that you were dated like Pinkett? If I drove a Lincoln, would you think so different of me? Hope a Bentley and identity would never coincide. I think the enemy would try to catch with something flashy running by. Yeah, they want a piece of the pie, but I'm not willing to divide unless I give it the tithe. Y'all be acting so divine, more like hypocritically. If Jesus came up to your table, would you give him a seat? You act so famous, when all of that glory belong to Jesus our Savior. Don't speak, just save it, I'll break bread for ages, cause my table consists of J. Crumb and Fameless.
Holla, 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 don't forget about the game, yeah. If it ain't about progression, better get it out my face. And shook by your aggression, but we running our own race. You can't stop the blessing, film, just get up out our way. We don't need no spot at your table. My team versus your team, you can't be my stable. We don't need no spot at your table. My team versus your team, you can't be my stable.
Hey, yo, Jay.
started jumping, what a day. Swear to God I need it, now I can't afford to wait. I just had a fan hit me up from Kuwait. Told him this would happen and we not a minute late. Seen him down bad, now they tryna hate. Same ones try to hit me for the raise. Got a meal, now they coming with a blaze. Check the numbers, fam, I swear I'm getting paid. I'm a Don just like the Perrier. It's one time when I'm looking at a face. On the low like I'm pushing up the bass. Told him come down and I'll meet him at a gate. Got a check and I bought myself a place. They get some money and they blow it on bait. I don't flex but I'm pushing all the weight. Told them all I swear I got it's what it takes. Phone started jumping, what a day. Swear to God I need it, now I can't afford to wait. I just had a fan hit me up from Kuwait. Told him this would happen and we not a minute late.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like. Yeah, you about to see me on demand like. You know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On the road, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And oh, baby, Bitcoin is seeing that volatility, guys, not only to the upside, but also to the downside. But the beauty of that situation, guys, is we can make money whether the price is going up or down. We're going to be talking about the Bitcoin price action. Nice little rejection as we finally made that all-time high. And hopefully anybody who is new to crypto here is seeing how quickly sentiment can change when everybody's cheering for all-time highs and then to get a little bit of a dumpski. And now everybody thinks that the bull market is over. Is it over, or are we still likely to go higher, guys? We're going to be breaking it all down on tonight's live stream. We're taking a look at the key levels. We're taking a look, or not taking a look, but I'm giving you an idea of what I think is likely to happen next. We're going to talk about the current trades that I'm in right now. I am still in my Doge short from yesterday. If you guys remember from yesterday's live stream, I was in a Dogecoin short. Did wind up paying out. I took profits on it, held a little bit of it, which got kind of scary because it did actually go the wrong way for a little while, but it did turn back around and it's still paying me out right now. So we're going to talk about that position and kind of where I think Bitcoin is likely to go here, not only in the near term, but also the long term. are we ready to see a significant pullback here as we made that new all-time high, which was essentially just a test of the previous all-time high? It's not like we made this crazy all-time high, but technically we did make an all-time high a few dollars higher than the old one. But we're going to be talking all about that today, guys. Super exciting times for Bitcoin. But the real question is, like, how scary is it that we hit this high? Like, are we going to get that huge correction that I know a lot of people are looking for? Or are we still just super mega bullish? Is that spot Bitcoin ETF enough to just absolutely hammer through all this bearishness? And are we just off to blast off into new all-time highs, which, as you guys know, could be upwards of $81,000 as kind of our first pit stop. But we're going to talk about it all on tonight's live stream, guys. But before we get into it, smash that like button. Every 100 likes we get gets you guys a spin on the wheel of pain and pleasure. The more spins, the more free crypto we give away. Yeah, if we hit 1,000 likes on tonight's live stream, what are we going to give away? I would say we'll give away some Frankie Candles hats, but we are still dealing with some inventory issues, guys, so I don't want to give them away and promise that we can give them if we don't have them in stock. But if we hit 1,000 likes on tonight's live stream, I will give away, I don't know. Tony D, maybe run a poll with some options for them. Please don't offer like 6 Bitcoin. Make them realistic. I think you probably use your judgment. But yeah, make a poll and let's see what the people want to win. If we get 1,000 likes, we'll do whatever Tony puts on that poll. Please, for the love of God, Tony, please don't put something crazy on there. I'm not going skydiving. But anyway, with all that being said, guys, let's say what's up to the Mafia. You guys saw the poll in the chat. Are you scared? 2 answers. Nah, the shorts are paying out, which is our case with the Mafia for the most part. Or are you feeling like you want to scream, "Mommy, hold me"? It kind of goes both ways for me. I kind of want to scream, "Mommy, hold me," but I'm also making money on the short, so you can't be mad at that. Shout out to Golden dropping those calf emojis. Shout out to Golden. Thank you for being here, bro. I appreciate you so much for tuning in and all the support you show the channel. Thank you for being here. Shout out to Logan. What is going on, Logan? And oh, hey, shout out to Bilal. Thank you so much for that $50 super chat, bro. Thank you so much. He said, brother, do TA on Solana and INJ, please. Shout out to Bilal. I appreciate you, bro. Let me just write. Actually, Rob, let's just add those to the list. Solana and INJ. And while we do that, I do just want to point out, guys, super chats. Shout out to Bilal. We will put these on the list, but before a flood of super chats come in, I don't want anyone like spending money thinking that a super chat guarantees we look at your coin. Sure, they're easier to see. So sometimes, maybe it raises the chances of us seeing it and looking at it, but it does not guarantee anything. The last thing I want is someone paying $10 for a super chat thinking it guarantees us to look at the coin, and then we don't do it, and then they get upset. But shout out to Bilal. We will put them on the list. You snuck in there quick, bro. We got to do it for Bilal. He's the man. Shout out to Bilal. But anyway, shout out to Al Jr. What is going on, bro? Thank you for being here. Let's see. Al Jr. says, sorry, Frankie. I'm a technical trader, and all thanks to you. No scaredy cat here. Shout out to Al Jr. And guys, that's a good measure if you are making progress in your trading journey. If this dump to the downside, number one, was expected by you as you were looking at price action, and just the general fact that it wasn't freaking you out may be a good sign that you're making progress in your trading journey, not only eliminating your market emotions, but also potentially getting good at the TA and anticipating those moves down and not just being blind to the emotional bullish feeling that you get when you see those massive green candles. So shout out to Al Jr. Congrats, bro. Seems like you're making progress and super happy that I was able to help you with this. So shout out to you, man. We got Danny in the chat. What is going on? He said he needs some help. Shout out to Danny. Let us know if you need us to look at a coin. Oh, need some help with risk management. Danny, this is something that I think everybody really needs help with. And it takes time to develop, right? For me, I had to mess things up 1,000 times before I started clearing that up. I was actually talking to the premium Discord earlier about that. But anyway, shout out to Donato Cabrera. Shout out to you, bro. Vacation time in the chat. What is going on? And then we also got, last but not least, shout out to our boy Crypto Naughty with the super chat, said pull a fib on COQ. Or Coke, as Coca-Cola coin, as we like to call it on the G-rated channel here. Shout out to Crypto Naughty. We will pull some fibs on COQ. And shout out to Creighton C. What is going on, brother? Good to see you in here. Anna Maria. And last but not least, guys, show our mods some love. We got Rob the Crypto Snob, Tyler Durden, Chemistry Bro, Crypto Billy, Crypto Anon, did I say Rob the Crypto Snob? You guys know who they are. Show them some love in the chat. Shout out to Anna Maria and ADD Dad. What is going on, guys? But without further ado, let's go ahead and pull up our chart here. Oh, guys, I'm prepared. I swear. I had the chart open. I'm just kidding. It was the wrong chart. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump on into the charts, guys, and try to figure out what is coming next year on this crazy thing they call Bitcoin. Let's get into it. So, here we are, guys. Red across the board. Everything's going to zero. Crypto's dead. Coinbase broke the whole market, and now crypto is dead. They took away the spot ETFs, and now it's all going to zero. We're never going to make money. Stinks. I guess they were right. Crypto is a scam. Shout out to Golden with the $10 super chat. Shout out to, I'm kidding, guys, obviously. Shout out to Golden, said, I did my own TA today on Bitcoin, pulled the volume profile from March 2nd until today, marked each peak, and the price was respected. Thanks for the education. Shout out to Golden. Thank you for that super chat, bro. And shout out to Golden out there really putting the work in on those charts. And if I had to guess, Golden, that analysis, if I'm just guessing here, I assume was probably able to make you some profit. And if you didn't take a shot, we know the next time you do it, you will be making that money, or at least I know you will. Shout out to Golden, bro. Thank you for dropping that super chat. And don't thank me for the education. Thank you for being a part of the community. And shout out to Harry Potter for gifting those 5 Frankie Candles memberships. Let's go. The super chats are flowing. I can't click my Stream Deck buttons repeatedly because I have to change the settings. But shout out to you guys. Thank you all for all the support. Drop some golden emojis in there. I see you guys already going nuts. But let's go ahead and take a look at this crazy price action, guys, because we saw some wild stuff happen today, right? So let me go ahead. I want to zoom out. I'm going to take off all the TA. I'm actually just going to highlight everything here. And I'm going to go ahead and hide it real quick so we can just take a look at the pure price action here. I'll go ahead and hide this, hide this, hide this. Why are all these such random? Why are these all so unorganized? These live stream charts get a little wild. But anyway, let's go ahead and zoom out here. Come up to the weekly time frame, and let's talk about it, guys, because we did indeed get that new all-time high, which is coming in at 69,000. Well, it depends on what exchange you're looking at. Now, Bybit barely got a new all-time high. If you take a look at Bitstamp's all-time high was about the same. If we pull up Coinbase, let me see what Coinbase did. So, yeah, the all-time highs are slightly different, but for the most part, we'll just take the Coinbase all-time high here, $69,324. And then taking a look at Bybit, a little bit higher, as expected, on a perpetual chart here, a little bit higher, $69,000, almost $500, $496. So we did put in that slight all-time high, guys. But here's the thing. What happened here, right? But, Frankie, I thought everybody was saying that when we get to that all-time high, we break it, we're going to go into price discovery, and we're going to keep ripping up to $100,000, which I'll be honest with you guys, not that wasn't a possibility, right? Now, I don't want to act like that was completely impossible, but obviously you had to break through that level with some kind of gusto, with some kind of volume, and you needed to break through the level, not just kind of swing, fail it, and then reverse to the downside, which is exactly what we happened here, guys, exactly what we had happen here. So I want to go over that today, but got that nice tap of the all-time high / new all-time high, I guess you could say. This is not really what I like to, celebrate as an all-time high. Yes, it's super fun. Last night on the live stream, it was kind of fun to see price even get close to the previous all-time high. I mean, at that point, you're splitting hairs. Last night, we were at I don't even know what we were at, like 68,500. I mean, who knows? I guess let's pull up the daily chart. Where were we yesterday? Yeah, I mean, yesterday we were just barely about to top that all-time high. And at that point, it's basically a celebration. Even if we were to dump from there, it's like, guys, we went all the way from 15.5 all the way out of the bear market to retest those all-time highs. I see a lot of people looking at this as a potential triple top, but let's talk about this. Right now, obviously, we did not get that gusto breakout, which is not to be expected, but obviously this was our next major level of resistance, right? And if I just go ahead and unhide all the TA that I just hid, which I'm gonna have to do manually here. But if we start just pulling this TA back up, obviously we had a. Let me pull the. What chart is this? Let me see here. Altcoins, bada boom. All right, we'll just go back to this. But obviously, we had that previous all-time high. That was our major magnet in the market, right? If you guys have watched the live stream for any amount of time in the past, few weeks, right, we've been basically pretty bullish, right? Just waiting for those higher targets to get hit, which were we continuously had many, many higher targets, and that last final target being about that $69,182 level, which was the previous all-time high, and I'll just mark that out with a fresh horizontal ray. Sitting right here at 69,000. I didn't get the exact wick. Come on, there we go. $69,182 was that next major level of resistance that we were going to be looking at as we had broken that weekly yesterday, which was a pretty bullish sign, right? You break that weekly level. At that point, there was really nothing between us. We kept saying that, right? Guys, there's like really nothing between where we are, even here at about 60K, and that $69,000 all-time high. There really was not much resistance here, right? We had a couple of daily naked points of control, a little closer to 69K, but they weren't really the strongest levels. The real last major level was this weekly level right here at $65,560. Once we flipped that to support, it was extremely likely that we would come up here and test that previous all-time high. And obviously, we do have a purple box here, and we were talking about this being that next major level of resistance, which could be a good place to be looking for either scalp shorts or look for scalp shorts that may turn into a bigger correction to the downside, giving you a much bigger move down. And if we do wind up getting a significant correction to come in here, potentially coming down a few $1,000s, you will essentially be short from the top of the market. Now, I do want to share kind of a personal experience here, guys. With the premium Discord, we were looking at a couple of pretty specific short setups that we could be looking at this previous all-time high. And one of those setups we actually talked about on this live stream was a swing failure of that previous all-time high. Now, what do I mean by swing failure pattern? If you do not know what I mean by SFP or swing failure pattern, please check out the swing failure pattern tutorial that I have on the channel. Mods, shout out, speaking of mods, shout out to Crypto Billy. Let's go. Shout out to Crypto Billy. I'm going to hit one more here. I don't know what it's going to do, Billy. It's the sound. I haven't labeled the soundboard yet, so I don't know what it's going to do, but hopefully it's anything. I will take anything other than a goat sound. I know the goat sounds are on the right side. I know there's one goat sound lingering somewhere on this board. I'm just going to shut my eyes and hit one. Here we go. That was music. All right, we're playing music for Billy. I'm just kidding. Shout out to Crypto Billy. Thank you so much for that $100 super chat, bro. He says, Frankie's short call paid the house payment. Thank you. Least I can do. Hashtag FCU. Hashtag FYP. Hashtag Givers Gain. Shout out to Crypto Billy, bro. Dude, I love you like a brother, man. Thank you so much. You did not have to send that super chat. I greatly appreciate it, though. Thank you so much. Billy, we got to drop a goat sound. We might as well, because they don't call him Billy, the Billy Goat, and they don't call it Billy Goat Tales for nothing. So shout out to Crypto Billy. Hopefully this is a goat sound. I don't know if it's going to be. I think it might be music. Please be a goat. There we go. Shout out to Crypto Billy, bro. Thank you so much for that super chat, and congrats on that short, bro. I might have done the TA, bro, but you did the hard part. You put the money on the line. You took the trade, and most importantly, you paid yourself. So shout out to Crypto Billy. Thank you so much, bro. I think that was my phone that just fell out of my pocket. And shout out to Bilal. Thank you so much, bro. Thank you for the super chat. He says, your dinner's on me. Shout out to Bilal. Well, hey, I guess we got to take a look at those altcoins now. Shout out to Bilal. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate all the support, guys, for real. It really is. It is insane not only to see the support that you guys give, but a lot of the support comes with a really nice message about how we were able to help you guys make money. So that is like the most fulfilling thing here. Like, my job is done when I hear you guys say stuff like that, that we're able to help you guys out. So shout out to you guys, and shout out to Locks Key. I think that's what that says. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for gifting that Frankie Candles membership. I appreciate you growing the mafia, Candle Mafia, into an unstoppable force, even more unstoppable than it already is. But speaking of short setups, Crypto Billy, let's take a look at this, because obviously, well, shout out to Crypto Billy, we were looking at the possibility of a potential swing failure pattern here, and we got it, guys. Like, this is the most textbook swing failure pattern that you could ever see. Right? And I actually want to give you guys a little bit of personal experience on my experience with this swing failure pattern, because I think a lot of you guys will probably relate to it. And I think it'll also just kind of share the side of crypto YouTubers that you don't normally see, and that is the mistakes that we make. So, because I'm not perfect, guys, right? Like, I may have been doing this for a while. I may make money trading, right? We show the trades all the time. But I am not perfect, right? I make mistakes in trading as well, right? Sometimes I don't have good risk management, which is very rare at this point. But there are times where I slip. I kind of fall off the wagon, right? I slip. I make a little bit of mistake. But I'm able to correct these mistakes. And I want to share this with you. Not a mistake that I lost money on, but I want to talk about this short setup. But anyway, I think they did drop the link to the SFP video. But if you search the channel, guys, we do have a swing failure tutorial. If you do not know what I'm talking about, I highly recommend looking at this tutorial. It is one of the highest win rate, not only the highest win rate or highest probability trade setups that you could find, but they're also the highest risk to reward. Usually when you see these happen, they not only are likely to play out, but they're very likely to play out extremely quickly and extremely aggressively. And you'll see exactly a perfect example right now. So the idea is we had this swing high up here, which was the all-time high of the 2021 bull market at $69,182. Now, the reason swing failures play out is it's based off liquidity theory, right? So your thought is anybody who is short, and I'm not going to cover this too in depth because we talk about this often, but you think to yourself, anybody who may have been looking to take a short from up here, their stop losses are likely going to live above this high at $69,182, right? Now, you don't just have one guy short from up here, meaning you don't just have one stop loss. You probably have millions of dollars of stop losses sitting up here, which is liquidity in the market. When you hear someone mention liquidity, guys, they are simply not only mentioning money, right? Liquidity essentially equals money. But when you're talking about liquidity on a chart, typically what people are talking about are stop losses, right? Because what is a stop loss? It's an order. It's a market order. And on a short trade, or on a short position, a stop loss is a market buy. So when price comes up and starts stopping these people out, it creates market buys, which creates obvious buy pressure in the market, which causes a push to the upside, which is a key factor in a swing failure pattern. So this is just kind of a little bit of the theory behind this. But what happened here, we had this all-time high. We had this wick high where we knew there was probably some liquidity sitting above from people's stop losses. Yes, there are probably still people holding their shorts all the way to break even from the top of the bull market. But if we take a look at our current price action, we extrapolated that level all the way over here, and we were looking for the swing failure. And what happened here, guys? We simply came up, popped above the level, and then came back down. And, I mean, we didn't close the candle here, but we wound up coming back down, and we closed that 4-hour candle below our SFP level. If you look at this on the 1 hour, it's much cleaner. This is really what I like to see a swing failure pattern look like, where you wick above the level, come back down, close below, and then what happens there, guys? Absolute drop to the floor. And this is what I mean by swing failure patterns being not only one of the highest probability trades, but one of the best risk to reward ratios for a reason I'm going to explain in just a second. But they also play out very quickly. So basically, these are so high probability, in my opinion, that I don't mind putting a high leverage position in, because the invalidation for this trade is very simple. It's above that wick. Once this candle comes up and closes the body of the candle below that level, and your next candle prints, if price comes back up and breaks this past this high, that is where you want to get out of the trade. So simply put, you wait for the candle to confirm, right, below your SFP level. You could jump into the trade. There's more advanced ways to enter the trades that I go in. I go further in depth on more advanced techniques in the premium Discord, and even in that tutorial video, on the channel, I dive further into the more advanced ways to actually enter SFP trades. But the idea here is that you go above, it's basically just a failed breakout, right? You come up, you come back down, you close the candle, and then you usually will get a very quick move to the downside. Why is this move down so aggressive? This is not something that, this is information a lot of people charge for, guys. But I will just let you know. Why does price dump down like this? Well, it could do for a couple of reasons, but most likely, what this quick move down is due to is, especially in this particular case where we hit a previous all-time high, it's a lot of profit taking. However, you likely have a lot of people on this break of the all-time high. You have a ton of people who are looking to enter long trades. You have a bunch of breakout traders who are looking to just get in on the breakout, hoping this thing was just going to rip up to 100K. Because people see all this bullish action, and they forget that price doesn't just go up in a straight line, right? So they get all FOMO, they enter their trades in at the tippy top, and then what happens? Their stop losses and liquidation levels are left below, right? So if you enter a long position at the top of this candle, your stop loss and liquidation levels are going to be sitting all below here, right? Now, what does that mean? I just said that the stop losses on a short position are market buys. But what are the stop losses on long trades, right, or long positions? They are market sells. So once price reverses at the high and it starts coming down, it starts to liquidate and stop out everybody who is FOMO longing all the way up here. And that is why you get these. That's why you get these fat, saucy dumps to the downside on these SFP trades, and it's what makes them so high probability, especially if you can use maybe a particular tool that may or may not be exo charts. And, maybe you could use this tool to identify if people are entering a ton of long trades at the top. Okay, that's enough, Dads. That's enough. That's premium sauce right there. I'm just saying. But if you could see a lot, I'm just joking for real. But, when you see all these longs opening up, I'm not going to explain exactly what we're looking at here, guys. This is ExoCharts. It's an order flow software. It's a little bit more of an advanced charting software. I'm not going to go super deep into it. I don't really talk about it much on the YouTube channel. We do this more in premium. But you can see everybody coming in here and market longing, right? They're just jumping into longs at the tippy top of the market. So when you see this, you can think to yourself, well, hey, all of these longs probably have their stop losses set below. And then if price winds up dumping, which is likely at a previous all-time high or just a level of resistance in general, on top of the SFP confirming on the lower time frames, on top of some other bearish signals that may or may not have been there, you can assume that if price starts coming down, those long stop losses are likely going to add jet fuel to that reversal to the downside. So there you go. That's all I'm going to say on that. But we did get that SFP. I'd like people to understand exactly what happened here. A lot of people will just be like, oh, we came up to the level and then we got a hard rejection. True, but I like to show you guys exactly what is going on behind these candlesticks, and I like to tease it a little bit. Again, I kind of show more basic stuff here on the YouTube channel. We go over these more advanced techniques and strategies in the premium Discord, but this is essentially what happened, right? You basically got a bunch of people FOMOing the top, probably a lot of profit taking as well, and then you get that instant dump to the downside, which is those nice quick moves we get off those SFPs. So here's the thing, or not the thing, but this is what I want to talk about real quick, guys. I did not get this position, right? And the reason I bring this up is because I missed this SFP, even though we were looking for it in the premium Discord. We were ready for the position. Shout out to Crypto Billy. Hopefully a lot of the Mafia were able to get in. But unfortunately, I was in a position today where I was not sitting at my desk. And to be quite honest, this SFP happened extremely quickly, right? It's not often that you swing fail on the 1 minute for such a big rejection. It's beautiful when you can, because now you could just go down to the 1 minute and snipe that perfect swing failure entry. But bottom line is, I missed this position. The reason I bring this up is because I did not FOMO into the short, right? Now, was it painful for me to see price do what I thought it was going to do, even though I was not at my desk and unable to get into the position? Yes, this was very painful to watch. Did I FOMO in? No. And I think back to 3 years ago, maybe, before I had as much experience as I have now. And 3 years ago, I would have totally FOMO'd into a short here and thought it was going to zero, and I would have held it, and I would have wound up losing my money. And, I was talking to the premium Discord earlier about this today. I did not FOMO into this trade, right? And I didn't chase it, right? And as a result of that, I did not lose any money, because if I chased it, I would have lost money. But what did we do? We waited for a little scalp long down here, baby. And we entered that scalp long, and it absolutely slapped. And I made my money there, right? And that is just proof. And I think this is really important for people to understand, especially if you want to take trading seriously and you want to learn how to make money trading these markets, whether the price is going up or down every single day. Unless there's no trade setup, it's not every single day. But, when you want to extract money from this market and you want to do this full-time and consistently, it's important that you don't chase these shorts, right? This was painful for me to watch, and this is a mistake that I made, right? I'm a very busy person between the YouTube channel and everything we have going on here at Frankie Candles. I am sitting at my desk a lot of the time trading, but sometimes I'm just unable. I'm in a meeting. I'm shooting a video. There are things going on, and I am not just getting into a trade that I'm not paying full attention to. And unfortunately, I had to miss that move. But again, we made our money for the week, basically, on this little long trade. And when you're leverage trading specifically, and even in crypto more specifically, you don't need to chase the next big move. You don't need to, oh man, I missed that big dump. It doesn't matter, because we don't need that next big move. We just need price to move. It doesn't matter if it goes down or up. I missed this short and then made my money on this small bounce to the upside, right? Arguably, the same amount or more money than I would have made on this dump to the downside, because we adjust our leverage and capital size according to the setup and the confidence level on the setup. So just because I missed this level did not mean that I didn't make my money today, right? I made it on a smaller pump, but that's the beauty of being a trader. You don't have to chase the next big move. So I really want you guys to understand that don't feel like you're missing out on anything ever. If this thing dumped $10,000, $15,000. I am not upset. Could I have made a ton of money on a short? Sure, but we didn't FOMO in and inevitably get wrecked. We just waited for a high probability setup, which was down here at about $61,000 to $62,000. Took the long, and then we made our money right there. And I'm going to show the trades in just a second, but this is like the reality of like I don't think a lot of people talk about this stuff, right? And that's the truth. Because there's a lot of emotion in this market. Oh, my God, I missed this giant dump. Oh, my God, I missed this huge pump. It's okay. Wait for the next opportunity. This is proof that not only is there always another opportunity. I wish I could just read it out of the Discord, but I don't want to share any of the premium sauce. But I was basically saying this is not only proof that there is always another opportunity, but it is definitely proof that you can avoid getting wrecked and then make your money as long as you're patient and keep the emotion out of your dang trading plan. Please, for the love of God. And this will get you very, very far and allow you to extract money from this market every single day. But anyway, let's continue on because the real question is, should I be scared calling for my mommy and selling all my crypto? Should I sell all my crypto? Was this an early bull market? Is 69K the top forever? I don't personally think so, right? Obviously, we were expecting this rejection, even though I missed the move. And I'll talk about this a little long in just a second. But, you know, this is a pullback, guys. We've been going up and to the right for quite some time. I am not necessarily like super significantly worried right now. But we have not really gotten, you know, we've gotten some significant pullbacks. I mean, this one was about 20%, you know, but for the most part, we've been going up and to the right with very few pullbacks. So this is not alarming to me, in my opinion, right? Now, if we do continue down, there are some very specific levels I'm looking at, but you guys are low-key going to have to bear with me while I try to reappear all the TA that I just took off the chart because I don't know why. There is nobody else on my trading view anymore. Everybody has been kicked off my trading view, and for some reason, they just keep on moving. Things just keep moving out of my folders. But let me go ahead. I'll just pull up. Let me share my face real quick because I don't want to share any super, super premium charts here. But what I will do is I'll pull up the kitchen chart just because it does have a bit more. Where is it? Bear with me. Where is my chart right now? Should we just do it live on stream? Do you guys want to see how I find these levels? I mean, heck, I guess this will be useful. This will be useful. We'll show you guys how to do it. All right, so basically, guys, if we do continue coming down here, there are some key levels that we can watch. Now, obviously, we have our macro bull market range. Let me go ahead and pull that up real quick. Macro value area right here, right, with our value area high sitting right here, right, at about $55,000. Now, we're pretty far away from this. I don't want anyone getting, like, super, super scared. I'm going to pull up a more local range, right? We're not instantly looking down to 54K, but that will be a significant level of support if we do see some kind of crazy meltdown. It is the value area high of the bull market range. But really, what I want to look at is this range from up here, right? Let me pull this real quick. Bada boom. And then I will go ahead and draw our box. Bada boom. We'll turn this to neutral. And then we will go ahead and I'm going to hide this weekly so we don't get confused. And then I'm just going to mark out the value area high. The POC is already marked out. And then we will pull up the value area low. So if we pull up the current price action, come on down to a lower time frame. Simply put, guys, when in doubt, zoom out and look at your volume profile. What was going on here? Well, there's a few things that were going on, right? There's actually many ranges here. I'm not going to look at them all with you guys. But what happened here, right? Simply put, we came up, we tested that previous all-time high, we came back down, tested the previous value area high, got accepted back into the range, and where are we expecting to go from this point? Shout out to Creighton C. Where are we going from the value area high? Let me know. I caught you off guard. I haven't done this in a while. Everybody used to be ready for me to ask these questions, and they would just be ready to answer them. But I caught you guys off guard. Let's see. Point of Creighton, the POC. Shout out to Wick. Let's go. Value area low, POC. You guys are both right. Shout out to Origin Trader and French Toaster and Nick. Yes, you guys are both right. Value area low and POC. Once you get stuck under this value area high, the next likely place for price to go is going to be the POC of that range, which is sitting right here at $61,161. This has been a key level ever since we entered this range back here. It was a key level of resistance as we were interacting with it back here, gravitating towards it, getting sucked to it like a magnet. And again, simply put, you get stuck. Come on. You get stuck below that value area high, bearish retest. You're looking to go to the POC, and then at some point, you are also looking to go to the value area low. And we actually wound up getting both of those things to play out here. And the beautiful thing about this is you're just looking at this as a range, right? So you're looking at longs at the low. You're looking for longs at the low and on the deviation from the low, and you're looking for shorts at the high or the bearish rejection of the high, right? So simply put, this is where we were looking for the long. I actually entered slightly higher up here. I did not get the entry all the way at the bottom of the wick, but we did take that scalp long. It is in profit. I will show it in just a second. But we came down here, tested the lows of these ranges, and got the bounce, right? Now we can pretty safely, now I wouldn't say safely, but the next place I would expect price to go would simply be, shout out to the Mafia. Yeah, there you go. Shout out to Alex. Says value area high, POC, value area low. So once you get a bounce off that value area low, you look to go to the POC, flip the POC. You're looking to go to the value area high, which could be where we're on our way to right now. You know what? I'll just pull up the trades right now. Bada boom. All right, so let's pull it up real quick. Okay, so we're actually in a few trades here, and we are in one short. And this one short is a Dogecoin short, which is still in profit, up about $442. Already locked in 2K yesterday. So we got 2,048 locked in, 445 still in profit, up 72%. You'll notice that I am missing a trade here, guys. I am missing my super, super low entry long position that I've been holding for months. I've basically been holding that trade for the meme. My entry was at like 27.8 or 28K, something like that. I was going to hold it for the meme, but I wanted to use that actual margin, or meaning that actual money I had left in the trade. I wanted to take that profit so I could use it on fresh positions, because even if Bitcoin were to rip to 100K, I wasn't going to make much more on the amount that I had in there. So I was just going to pull the money so I can reallocate that capital to other trades. So I did close that trade. You can't hold it forever. You know, I'm going to make more money with that money. So, I don't really care about the meme, to be honest with you. I don't care to show people like, oh, look, I was long from all the way down here. I'd rather make the money, to be quite honest with you. So that trade, profits were taken. I took them all off, and it was like 90% taken profit anyway. I think that one, I don't know the final profit on that one, but anyway, this was the scalp short or scalp long on Bitcoin that we entered in the premium Discord maybe an hour ago. That one's up about 10%, not too bad. Going to be seeing where this winds up playing out to. And like I said, we could potentially expect a revisit of the value area high, although not guaranteed. But let's go ahead and continue on here. Doge short. This was a position we were showing on yesterday's stream. This was a nice little scalp short that we were getting into. Locked in my profits right here, about $2,048. And then we held a little bit more, which wound up being a very good thing because, when I took the profits here, I did not know that Dogecoin was going to dump below 17 cents again. And it did. So we're able to capitalize on some more profits here, right? And I did have my stop loss at break even. It's not there anymore. That's kind of suspicious. If we do, I actually go ahead and let me just take this off. Let me put my stop loss on real quick, guys, because I don't want to lose any money on this. I've already got a decent bit of profit locked in, and I just want to lock in the trade. People say you can't have a 100% guaranteed winning trade, and I'm about to show you guys right now that you indeed can do that. So my entry was 18,044. Boom. And if I get stopped out, I will literally make an extra 53 cents. Bada boom. Okay, so there we go. Stop loss is now set. So this is a guaranteed winning trade. If I get stopped out, I make $2,000. No big deal. If it keeps going down, we will continue to cash out on the unrealized profit. Matic long still absolutely slapping. Got a few grand locked in. Still got almost $6,500 in unrealized profit. Not too shabby. And then we got this other little Bitcoin scalp long that was from yesterday. To be honest, this one slipped my mind a little bit, so I'm just still sitting in it. Obviously, it's still up a bit. Not a bad problem to have. I have a very busy life, guys. I have 100 different trading accounts between the content accounts, the business accounts, the personal accounts. So many trades. My head has recently been spinning, especially since Bitcoin's been moving so much. But let this Doge short be a sign for you. Or not a sign, but let this be proof to you guys. People say you can't short in a bull market. Like, oh, what is this idiot doing shorting in the bull market? Well, we made like $2,500 yesterday shorting in a bull market, right? So, when you know what you're doing on the charts, you can easily short in a bear market. You just have to understand what you're actually doing. Right now, do you want to trade with the trend? Absolutely. But as long as you understand the context of what market you're trading, you're able to do things as long as you're not just like blindly doing it irresponsibly. So there you go. Those are the trades that I'm currently in. There you go. yeah, bada boom. If you guys want to check out Femix, you can check out the link in the description down below to get some bonus funds or fee discounts. We also use BingX and Blowfin. We also have deals for those in the link in the description down below as well. Obviously, it will help that channel out. So if you like the free education that we give, if you like that little SFP lesson, one of the best trade setups you could possibly find, if you like that sauce for free that we teach here every single weekday, and you want to trade anyway, and you want to save some money on your trading fees or get bonus funds to trade with that are literally basically free money, you can go ahead and check those links in the description. Shout out to Cali Crypto Dude. What is going on? Said, what platform do you use to trade? Check the links in the description. My exchanges that I trade in. There you go. Yeah, Femex. Claim a trading bonus. There you go. That was Tony D. There's no way I could type that fast. But shout out to Tony D. Check the links in the description. Any affiliate link you have down there are exchanges that I personally use and enjoy using. They're not just exchanges that I just like take random deals with. These are exchanges I use all the time, every single day, and absolutely love. But there you go. You guys can check that out. But, guys, where are we likely to go in the short term? Now, I will say this. Daily red dot is now printing. This is not like a super mega bearish sign, right? But it is indicative of some potential more downside. And simply put, what are we looking at with this red dot on the daily? Well, if we go all the way down to the 90-minute time frame, what we would like to see for a bigger move down would be a money flow crossover into the red. Now, we're not really coming out here, to be honest. Like, generally, your money flow is trending down. However, it's not like it's aggressively coming down. And we're about to confirm that red dot in about 35 minutes and 54 seconds. So I don't know if we're going to get that 90-minute money flow crossover. If we did, it would be much more of a bearish signal. But it doesn't look like we're going to do it, especially because we're about to print a green dot here on the 90-minute, which could assist us in coming up to our next key level, which would be the value area high. But I will say this. Hey, shout out to shout out to B Frank Crypto. Shout out to you, bro. Said I appreciate the TA Paisan. Shout out to Frank. That's a great name you got there, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if I'm biased or anything, but that's a pretty fire name. Hey. Shout out to all the Franks out there. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for that super chat. And you don't got to thank me. I'm just up here doing what I love. And that is the truth. That is the absolute truth. So let's continue on here. But once you get that green down the 90-minute, you could get pushed up to your value area high. Not impossible, but here's the thing. Although we're not getting our 90-minute money flow crossover with our daily red dot, which would be a mega bearish signal, not mega, but more of a bearish signal, we do potentially have one of those bearish signals occurring right now. You have the not only red dot on the 8-hour, but you also have a 8-hour bear div, right? So you get this higher high in your price action to a very key level of resistance, which is your swing failure pattern level, right? Which is the previous all-time high, right? And you get your higher highs on price action, showing prices coming up, but your momentum is coming out. Something doesn't make sense there, right? Price coming up, momentum leaving, money flow leaving. Kind of a discrepancy there, right? That's what warrants the correction to the downside. But when we have this red dot on Market Cipher B on the 8-hour, and you have things like your 30-minute and your 24-minute money flow crossing over into the red, this could suggest some more downside to be had. So simply put here, guys, I am letting price action kind of consolidate and figure itself out here because it is a little hard to call, right? 30-minute money flow is clearly trending to the downside. Remember, money flow indicates the longer-term trend. The red dots and green dots indicate the bing bongs or the ebbs and flows in the market, right? So red, I don't know if it's going to line up exactly, but for example, this would be an example of a red dot, green dot, red dot, green dot, red dot, green dot, red dot, green dot, right? I actually think that did match up with all these reds and green dots, right? And then, so the red and green dots indicate the little ebbs and flows in the market. But the money flow, the trend of the money flow indicates the longer term trend of the price action. So red and green dots, green dot, red dot, green dot, red dot, green dot, red dot, green dot, right? Money flow indicates the whole trend. So because of that, money flow crosses over into the green right here. What did we get on price action? Very simply put, you got higher lows and a trend to the upside. Now we have price action not only starting to come out, but we have it almost ready to cross over into the red. You have your downtrend starting. If this money flow continues into the red, we could expect lower lows and higher, lower lows and lower highs. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. I didn't go lower low there. Lower low, lower high. I kind of went higher high there as well. But you get the point, right? Once this money flow crosses over into the red, it could indicate that the downtrend is likely to continue. So because of this, we would use this as kind of a bias, right? So we're looking at this as, hey, if we get any green dots on something like the 4-hour, when this 4-hour green dot prints, we may actually anticipate a potential lackluster pump to the upside to put in a lower high and then a lower low and then a lower high and a lower low and a lower high and a lower low, right? To continue that downtrend. And if that money flow on the 30-minute crosses over into the red, right? Just like when it crossed into the green, you started a trend to the upside. When it crosses over into the red, that might be the start of your trend to the downside. Simply put. So because of that, I would be a little bit careful with the longs right now. Like I said, this is a pretty small position for me. I'm actually in 2 longs now, but they're significantly smaller positions than what I typically take. But I would watch that money flow, right? That 30-minute money flow is kind of the thing that I'm watching. Once it crosses over into the red, that could be a bigger sign of weakness. Now, another thing we can look at, right, is this 16-hour red dot, which only has 31 minutes left to confirm, but same thing. This is a bearish divergence. Now, the reason I would kind of be looking at these bearish divergences as potentially more threatening than they have been on this parabolic move to the upside is, number one, at this point, we've already gotten a gigantic move up, right? Because recently we've been saying you got to be careful with these bearish divergences, even if they're at key levels of resistance, because when you're in a parabolic move to the upside, those bear divs are likely not going to give you these gigantic moves to the downside, right? They're probably just going to give you consolidation or little cool-offs. So could this still be the case? Maybe. But with our money flow starting to trend out here on some of the lower time frames, as well as, take a look at the 2 and the 1 hour. Not even the 1 hour as much as the 2 hour, but you look at the 2 hour, this is starting to trend down as well. This could indicate a little bit more downside in my opinion, right? And on top of that, you put in some pretty higher time frame bearish divergences with that nice swing failure pattern of that previous all-time high. And here's the other thing, right? The previous all-time high is arguably the biggest level, the biggest, most important level that we've hit, right? Sure, we hit the macro golden pocket. What happened at the macro golden pocket? 20% correction. Right? Like when we were approaching that golden pocket and everyone and their grandma was getting mega bullish saying, oh my God, this time's different. We're going to break out on the news and we're going to go to 100K. We were looking for the pullback because we knew that macro golden pocket historically has been massive resistance. And not only that, there were legitimate technical signals at that key level to make you look for a pullback, right? So, that was probably the last most significant level that we hit, that macro GP, or why did I say GP? Macro golden pocket. And then after that, arguably even more important than that macro golden pocket was this previous all-time high. So I am not necessarily, betting the farm on all of my shorts right now, but I am a little bit more open to a bigger pullback to come in, not only because of the things I just mentioned, but also with the money flow and these bearish divergences on the higher time frames. Now, you don't really have a you don't really have a bearish divergence on the daily, or that's the 2-day. If you take a look at the daily, you kind of do. This is so local. I don't know if I would really take it seriously, but for sure, you have it on the 16-hour. For sure, you have it on the 12-hour as well. And then, even the 45-minute money flow coming out with that 12-hour bearish divergence may not be the best sign. If we get a bigger move down here, guys, in hindsight, this is probably going to be the thing that we look at where we're like, hey, you had the bearish divergence into the all-time high with a beautiful swing failure pattern. Bearish divergence on the 12-hour with the correlated lower time frame money flow coming out. For the 12-hour, that's the 45-minute. For anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about, if you're using Market Cypher B, a really, really simple strategy that you can use. I don't enter trades based off of this. I used to, and it actually worked pretty well. I'm not going to lie. But I use more advanced techniques at this point. I still use this as a confirmation. But oftentimes, when you get a red dot on the daily, right, there's certain time frames I do this with. When you get a red dot on the daily, if you get a money flow crossover on the 90-minute at the same time as that red dot on the daily printing, that's typically a sign that you're going to get a pretty aggressive move down. And then similarly, on the 12 and 16-hour, when you have red dots, if you have your 45-minute and your 1-hour money flow coming out, this could indicate a bigger move down as well. And if you have bearish divergences on the higher time frames, which you have right now, this could be bonus points for the big move down. Now, I'm not calling for a big move, but I'm just saying, and the reason I'm not looking at this saying, oh my God, guys, bearish divergence on the 12-hour with money flow coming out on top of the SFP on all these other bearish signals, the reason I'm not screaming from the rooftops, oh my God, this is super bearish, we're dumping, is because I hate to say it, this time could be different. Now, I'm not betting the farm on the fact that this time could be different, but I am more open-minded to the idea that maybe we could see a continued bullish move here. Now, again, up until we hit this all-time high, I was basically just holding my longs with not really putting much thought into it, right? I'm like, until we hit the all-time high, I'm holding my longs till we hit that all-time high. That's our next target. Every time I came up here, guys, my sentiment remains the same. I'm waiting for the all-time high. I think it's going to come. We have the naked daily points of controls, which could suck us up as well. So for those reasons, I'm going to sit in my longs and let them continue to pay me out. And all my shorts are going to be basically highly risk-managed trades. Very, very low risk, right? Taking small short positions, not holding them for very long, and paying myself very early on them. But we have now hit that macro target. So at this point, I am willing to look lower. So there you go. Keep that in mind. So as we look here, if we do come back down, let's assume, right? Let's assume, I mean, who knows, right? Maybe we come up to the value area high, maybe we don't. But if we come up to this value area high, I will be looking for bearish confirmations to potentially enter a short trade. If we get back down to the low of this range and we do not get confirmations, bullish confirmations to look for a long down here, and we lose this level, I'm going to talk to you about the next real key level that I'll be looking at. And it's really sitting down here at about $57,000, right? We have a lot of very, very important levels here. Yeah, let me just see right here. So this is the $61,000 to $62,000 level that I was looking to take that long off of. This was basically what we were looking for. We got that perfect tap of the 786. Closed our candles above here. I entered on a retest. I think it was this retest. But anyway, if we continue down here, guys, that next key level is going to be right here. Basically 57K. And the reason this is such a saucy level is because if you look here, we have our volume profile sitting right here. Let me actually hide some of this stuff just to clean up the chart. I will go ahead and hide this fib. Bada boom, hide this local fib. So, if you're looking at this volume profile, right, when in doubt, zoom out and look at your volume profile. And if we zoom out here, you can see where that volume profile was pulled from. I'm not going to go over it exactly, but it's basically just pulled from the top of here. This is similar to what we were just looking at. But if we do come down, next key level, simply put, again, what happened here? You went from your value area low to your POC, up to your value area high. You deviated from your value area high. Where are you expecting price to go now? You're looking to potentially get accepted back into your range and go to the POC. That's why I took a scalp here. I don't typically trade the middle of a range, but based off this specific example, I was open to taking this trade because we have the confluence with our golden pocket. And if you look in here, this is a very confluent level. We not only have the golden pocket, we also have the POC of the range, we also have a fresh monthly horizontal level, and we also have a weekly naked point of control. This was a very saucy level in my opinion. We got a little bit of a liquidation wick down to the 786. Once we rebounded off that, that's why I was looking to take that long. However, simply put, you deviate from the high, look to go back to your POC, and then if we wind up losing this POC and we can't get back above it, you would look for the move down to your value area low, which is actually also pretty confluent, right? You have your value area low, which is a key level, and your weekly naked point of control. Very saucy level. This is the next key level of support. If we do continue down, that's where I'd be looking for my next long position. And to be honest, it would be a bigger position than the one I took here. This one was taken in the middle of a range. This one was taken as a small scalp position, right? I was just make it a small little day trade, nothing crazy, right? It was just to show it again, right? Pretty small. I hate talking about actual dollar amounts, right? Because this is different for everybody, right? I say this is a small position. I say that in relative to what I am typically trading. Now, the trades I make on here are different than my personal accounts. The trades I make on my personal accounts are different than the business accounts. Everything is different, right? And it's all relative to you. So when I say this is a small position, I just mean relative to my actual normal positions. So I have $6,000 in margin. It's on 5x leverage, so it's a $30,000 position. But if I were to take a long at that $57,000, and for anybody who's new, the reason I'm using $6,000 of my own money, I'm using 5x leverage. If this is the first time you're hearing the word leverage, please do research. Watch my YouTube channel. Tune into these live streams. Do not just see that I took $6,000 and turned it into 30 with leverage, and now I'm trading with a $30,000 position. Do not take this as, oh my God, I'm going to take my $1,000 and then go put it on 100x leverage and I'll have $100,000. That is very risky, and you are almost guaranteed to lose all your money. We use leverage as a risk management tool as well as a way to leverage our positions up without making it gambling. There are ways to responsibly use leverage. If you watch this channel, you'll know we do it. But just be careful. I know the first time, if you're new here and this is the first time you've seen leverage, this is very easy to get carried away with, right? You'll go open up an account, dump $1,000 in it, and you'll use 50x leverage with $50,000 positions, not understanding what you're doing, and you're very likely to lose your money. Please do not do that. Do your research, learn from me or whoever you want to learn from before you actually risk your own money. But anyway, if I do take that long, it would be a bigger position, right? Maybe I'm putting $10,000 on my position with, depending on the actual setup, I would adjust my leverage accordingly. Maybe I'd put $20,000 on the position on 2x leverage or 3x leverage for a $60,000 position. It really all depends. But what I'm saying is this would be a bigger position, right? Because for me, I'm really only looking for a scalp here because we're already back in our volume profile, right? We've already got accepted back into the range. We're expecting a little bounce off the POC. Maybe you'll revisit the high, but really you're not expecting a gigantic bounce off the POC, but rather you would actually expect to eventually lose the POC and come down to the low. And then a deviation below this range is where you would want to look for your next big long position. Not that you should do it, but that's what I'm doing, right? That's what I'm going to do. So that's what I'm looking at, guys. Next key level of support. And these levels do weekly naked point of control coming in at about, what is good with these tiny numbers? What is going on? Am I getting old, guys? Is your boy Frankie Candles aging, guys? What is going on? I can't see like I used to. Can't breathe like I used to. I'm kidding. I can breathe fine, guys. I don't know what those blue L's that you guys put in the chat are. I don't know what don't know what it is. But anyway, anyone new in this live stream is probably like, what is he talking about? Blue L's? Don't put the Franklin emoji is wild. Tony D, I'm calling the feds, bro. The Franklin emoji is an absolute federal offense. Shout out to Tony D. There's the blue L's. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is, guys. What is the blue L? I swear I can breathe. You guys, every time I say I can't breathe, you guys put the weird O emoji and the L emoji. I don't know what that means. The Franklin emoji is crazy, bro. Who gave Tony D control over the emojis? Somebody lock this guy up. Shout out to Tony D. Rob the Crypto Snob said, Frankie Candles, you're not getting old. You're working too much. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. What? Wait, what'd you say? I didn't hear you. Rob, sorry, dude. Didn't hear ya. That's what everybody tells me. But you know what? I think they're all lying, Rob. I'm just kidding. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. Blanchard's B said, Frankie, it's inhaler. It's an inhaler. What is an inhaler? I don't know what you guys are talking about. Anyway, but let's keep going on here, guys. Let me change the text size on these numbers really quick. Hang on, let me take a sip of water really quickly here, guys. Hang on. So, let's go ahead and continue on here. And so there you go. Okay, so weekly naked point of control coming in at $56,925, right? So basically $57K. Value area low coming in at $56,797. So simply put, guys, that is your next key level of support right about here. A little bing, a little bong. Take it to the bank. Shout out to Tony D. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat, bro. This better be nice, Tony. He says Frankie actually is working too much. Don't worry, Mafia. I'll force a vacation soon. Shout out to Tony D. I don't know. You could force me on vacation. I'm bringing my laptop though. I'm bringing the laptop. You're gonna catch me. I will buy a burner laptop in Jamaica and go live from the resort if I have to, Tony. I'm not saying I want to go to Jamaica. I've never been there. I would like to go there, but I actually hate vacation, so don't do that, Tony. Please don't do that. I'm kidding, guys. Well, I don't know if Tony's kidding, but let's continue on here. Ooh, long continuing to play out here, up 12% now. Can we make it another $2,000 day in a row? That would be fire. All right, let's continue. On the content account. Let's go. Growing this account quickly. But anyway, let's continue on. That's your key level of support, guys. Other than that, this is what I'm watching. I'm letting price develop. And I'll give you the sauce right now, guys. If you want to rest easy at night, I would be looking at this range. Value area high coming in at 65.3. POC coming in at about 60,100. Value area low coming in at about 56,786. That is the range I'm watching. If we break out of the value area high, this opens up the door. I mean, you are going to be looking for shorts up here. If you could get some consolidation, you could use this as context to see if you can look for a short to the downside or look for a long back to the upside. But remember, once you break above this value area high, this could be a short opportunity, but if you stick this support, it does open up the door for higher prices. So I wouldn't be expecting anything crazy to the upside until we break that value area high, and I wouldn't really be too worried of much, much more downside until you break this value area low at about $56,500. Now, real quick, before we actually move on, guys, I do just want to take a look at the VPVR because I think we showed this yesterday, and that is the fact that once you lose this POC, right here, pretty significant volume gap here, right? Pretty significant volume gap. You actually have a high volume node right on that 786. This is literally what we bounced off of. If you don't know what you're looking at here, you're new to the volume profiles, welcome to the cheat sheet of trading. I was going to say of crypto, but you could trade corn with this. You can see these high volume nodes act as magnets, right? Now, this is not the highest volume node. This one's a little bit more significant. So simply put, like visualizing this, if we get a move to the downside, I'll be looking for longs at the value area low. If we lose the value area low, I'm going to look down towards that next gigantic high volume node near this weekly at 51.7. I'm not expecting that yet, but we still have to lose this major level. But that's what I'm looking at, simply put. And if you lose this range, pretty big volume gap other than 54.5 may give you a little turbulence, but in my opinion, it's not very strong. This whole gap is likely to get a pretty quick drop through to your next key level, which is, again, at 51.7. But we're pretty far away from that. Really just paying attention to this range to keep it simple and not overdo it here. So there you go, Mafia. That is the key levels that I am looking at and kind of what I'm expecting out of Bitcoin coming up in the near future here. Now, if we do make it back up to the value area high, like I said, you might be thinking to yourself, well, Frankie Candles, if you're open to the idea of coming down further, why are you not looking for a short position? And to that, I say, because I don't short because it's mean. No, I'm kidding. I would never say that. That's like, like some people don't like to short because they think it hurts the company. But this is not, this is like crypto. I don't know. It's kind of different with stocks. But either way, I don't even really know if that would, I don't know. I don't know if that really tracks. I don't know. Either way, that was just a joke. If we come up here, why are you not looking for shorts? I am looking for shorts, right? But simply put, now that we're in the volume profile, I have rules, right? I am looking for shorts at the value area high. So this is your key level of resistance. As of right now, key level of resistance between your tapped weekly now, because we've already hit this level. There we go. Tapped weekly / value area high between 65,615 and 65,229. So if we do come back up there, I will be looking for a potential short position. And if you pull some of your Fibonacci retracement levels, you could see you actually have beautiful confluence here on your golden pocket. And if you deviate outside of your range, I'll just give it all here. If you deviate outside your range, another key level to look at would be this POC 786 retracement. And then if you break above that, you're just back within this local range, and I would just use these levels as my context. So there you go. Those are the two kind of levels I'd be looking at for potential rejections. I won't talk about the specific confirmations. Again, we talk about that more in the premium Discord, but that's kind of the levels that I am looking at on Bitcoin right now. Shout out to Golden, said pull your fib. There we go, baby. Pulling those fibs. And by the way, guys, today is... Okay, hang on. Let me grab my other phone. Where is it? All right, we got it here. It is Tuesday, guys. Don't forget, at 9 p.m. tonight, we're going to be taking a look at the altcoins, by the way. If you want to see your favorite altcoin, go ahead and drop the ticker in the chat. I don't know why I had to think about that. Drop your altcoins in the chat if you guys want me to take a look. Rob the Crypto Snob will count up the votes and let us know what altcoins we're going to be looking at tonight. And shout out to Crypto A90. He front ran me on this. It is Tuesday night, guys, so don't forget Billy Goat Tales tonight at 9 p.m. on X. This is our boy, Crypto Billy's Twitter space. It is one of the most valuable Twitter spaces. And I actually was texting him the other day, and I told him I got nervous. I thought they were like almost finished with their episodes, and I felt horrible. I would have been heartbroken because I've only been to like 2 or 3 of them, and I want to start showing up to them more. He thank God told me they have like 15 left, so I will be showing up to those. You never know when I'll pop in, but even if I'm not there, guys, go get that sauce. It's a super valuable Twitter space. Go check him out. X space, I guess you would call it now. 9 p.m. on Twitter. Shout out to Billy Goat Tales, and shout out to Crypto Billy, the absolute goat. And again, congrats on that short, bro. Let's go. Shout out to Crypto Billy. Please go show him love, guys. And not only because he's the Billy Goat, but because it's actually a saucy space. You'll actually get value from this. Shout out to Cali Crypto Dude, said volume nodes come with trading view, or is that premium? So this actual, I'm glad you asked, Cali Crypto Dude. So the tool you just saw me use was the visible range volume profile. Real quick, this tool, and I'll just change this. Let me just make this a little bit more visible for you guys. So this tool is the visible range volume profile. So what this does is it analyzes the volume of the candles visible on the chart. So you can see here, you have your high volume nodes, right? And I have tutorial videos on this as well. Cali Crypto Dude, if you want to check those out, they should help you out. It's not as easy as just looking at, I mean, it works, but there's more you need to know. It's not like you're not going to be able to just like trade solely based off this, but it is a very powerful tool. But if you check out the tutorial on the channel, I explained to you how to treat certain volume profiles, because each volume profile is not treated the same. There are certain profiles you're better off looking for shorts. There are some profiles you're better off looking at longs. It is a little bit more in depth, but if you check out that free tutorial on the channel, it should clear things up. But this is the visible range volume profile. Right now, this is analyzing the volume of these candles visible on the chart. If I zoom in, taking these candles off the chart like this, you'll see your volume will change. Boom. It's because those candles are no longer on the chart, therefore they are not being accounted for, so the volume is not calculated for them. So you zoom out and you want to get, more volume analysis on more candles. Basically, whatever you have showing on your chart, it will analyze the volume and change. This, I believe you need a paid version of TradingView. You don't have to pay for the indicator, but you have to have a paid version of TradingView. If you have a free version of TradingView, you will still be able to use the fixed range volume profile, which is this tool where you could select certain candles that you want to analyze. So if you wanted, like right here, if you wanted to analyze these, you would basically just click. You would click here, right? You would click right here and then drag it, and it will analyze only the candles that you've selected, right? Which is just, these candles right here. I use both of these tools. This is on paid TradingView. I think this is free, maybe not. But what I would recommend you do, brother, Cali Crypto Dude, go to TradingView, go to the indicator section, and type in Frankie Candles. And you'll see Frankie Candles Essentials by Lux Algo. Go check this out. This is my free indicator I've developed with Lux Algo, one of the best and biggest indicator companies in the world. We've worked side by side with them. They're an awesome company. Their premium indicators are also absolute fire. You can check the link in the description. I use these as well. Ask the premium Discord. We use these to enter trades very often. But this Frankie Candles indicator we made for the community, for people who may not have access to the paid features on TradingView. You could simply use my free volume profile. It's 100% free. There's no strings attached. You don't have to sign up for anything. You just click it and use it for free. And not only is it a fixed range volume profile, but you also get really, really cool added features. I'll just go ahead and I'll go ahead and pull a range here and just kind of show you what you're dealing with. It is a regular volume profile, but you see these sauce cans are meant to give you signals, not signals. You don't want to take these as signals, but these are confirmation signals letting you know when a significant top or significant bottom may be coming in. And this will help you understand when you should be shorting the highs, or in this case as well, or longing the lows. And essentially, you're just trading the volume profile. You're looking for longs at the low. I mean, you didn't get the sauce can here, but the volume profile still played out, right? Just because any indicator is not going to be perfect. And by the way, you do not use these as seller buy signals. When you see a sauce can, when you look at this in hindsight, it's going to look like, oh, wow, I could just sell when I see a sauce can, it goes down. I buy when I see a sauce can, it goes up. That's not how you use this. I have a tutorial video on the channel that we dropped a few weeks ago showing you exactly how to trade with this and how we actually entered a trade using this indicator. It's not as easy. Trading is not as easy as using a buy and sell indicator. It's as simple as that. But I show you how to actually use this effectively. But it's 100% free. You also have automatically populating Fibonacci levels, which will pull your fibs without you actually having to choose what highs and lows you want to pull it from, right? So there you go. And you could change if you want to look at a long-term fib, a short-term fib, etc. But there you go. Go check it out. It's 100% free. Super, super useful, and we get a lot of really good feedback back on it. But there you go. So there you go. So even if you do have to pay, you can just use our free one. All right, let's see. Yo, Wick 589. Max, when Frankie's sick and he needs soup, he's Frankie Campbell's. Oh, God. Oh, God. Shout out to you guys. I love the nicknames. They're hilarious. Okay, so let's continue on. Let's first take a look at a lot of room with this joke. Yo, shout out to Wig 589. But let's see here. Shout out to Origin Trader. Says, hey, Frankie Candles, what do you think of getting funded as a trader? Good, bad, not worth it, question mark. Origin Trader, I'm going to tell you this right now. I'll give you my opinion, but I'm going to preface my opinion with I don't have a lot of experience with prop firms. From the research I've done, I wish I knew about them when I was starting to trade. Now, it depends. I'm sure there's reputable companies. I'm sure there's not reputable companies. This is something I'm probably going to start covering a little bit more. If you guys don't know what he's talking about, prop firms essentially allow you to buy. Some of them work differently. You could buy a challenge, right? So you pay, say, $500, and they give you a challenge. If you win the challenge, it's a trading challenge. If you win the trading challenge, making a certain amount of profit without going into the red a certain percentage, they will award you, once you win the challenge and you prove that you're profitable, they will award you with, say, a $100,000 account. So you pay $500. If you pass the challenge, they'll give you a $100,000 account. Now, I don't see anything wrong with this, in my opinion, right? I'm not an expert on prop firms, but I don't see a problem with this. I think it could be really useful for people who are actually profitable traders. I do think they prey on the fact that they know that 99% of people are just looking to get rich quick, and they're not real traders, and they're probably just going to keep taking these challenges and failing them constantly, and that's where they make all their money, and they know not a lot of people are going to take that funded account and flip it. So it's kind of hard for me to say. And then there's some prop firms that just let you buy the account. Hey, give us $1,000, we'll give you a $25,000 account. I'll be honest, that's a super enticing thing for, it would have been a really enticing thing for me in the beginning of my trading journey. Yeah, I think, what is the funded trader? I think that's one of the prop firms. I've heard really good things about that. I'm probably going to mess around with a lot of them. So we may start making some more content about prop firms because they are pretty interesting and they could help people out who don't have a lot of capital to start, but are profitable traders, right? Just because you're a profitable trader, if you start with a little bit of money, even if you become profitable, it's not like you're going to get rich overnight. You might still need a little bit of help. And in my opinion, it's much better than asking a family member for $50,000 and then you losing it and then your family member's out money, right? I highly recommend no one ever do that. That is crazy. I don't trade for anybody. It's so funny. Like, people ask me, they're like, hey, man, could you trade for me if I let you keep some of the profit? And I'm like, dude, I don't even do that for my parents, man. I'd rather make my own money and then gift money to people. That's also, like, low-key my favorite thing to do is give people stuff. So anyway, let's continue on. Let's take a look at Ethereum. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. The altcoin votes are in. Shout out to you, brother. So yeah, thank you, Rob. I appreciate you so much. And let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum, as Ethereum is kind of just still chilling, right? Like, obviously, we did pump a little bit today. But in the grand scheme of things, guys, like, where are we? We flipped the value area low. We came to the POC. We bounced off the POC and went to the value area high. In my opinion, right, there's not enough on the higher time frames here. Even if you come over to the daily, there's really not much here for me to call that this is going to be a big breakout or if this is going to be a big rejection. But what I would say here is if you come on down to the 4-hour time frame, something that is somewhat interesting, well, actually come into some of these other hourly time frames, like 8-hour red dot printing, divergence isn't really there. It's kind of an exaggerated divergence. You have your higher highs on price. Yeah, I would. And then look at the thick boy money flow on this thing. I mean, unbelievable. Just fat old money flow here. But what I would be doing here, there's no real clear signal here saying, oh my God, we're about to dump to zero. You do have a 16-hour bearish divergence, which is here, right? This is not exaggerated. This is a legitimate divergence. At a key level, which is your value area high. So in my opinion, but look at your money flow, right? Your money flow is coming straight up for the most part. So unless this is the peak, the very tippy peak of your money flow, may not be, I wouldn't be betting the farm on this as a short because you don't want to fade crazy fat money flow like this. But what I would do is kind of what I would like to see is some kind of consolidation here. To get a little bit more context into what's going on. So you can see, right, we deviated from the value area high. We got sucked back in, but now we're kind of bouncing back out. There's really no trade to be had here, in my opinion, as of right now. But if we pull from the high to the low, you can see we are currently getting this golden pocket retracement coming up to tap that golden pocket right now. So I will say, like, if you were, if I were looking for shorts on this, which I'm not necessarily looking for at this right this second, the next key level of resistance I would be looking at on Ethereum would be this value area low golden pocket confluence. If you break above this level, the value area low, and you hold above the golden pocket, obviously the next place for price to go likely is going to be that 786 POC. Break above that 786, probably going to go for the high. So simply put, I would be careful of a lower high to come in at that golden pocket or this value area or this POC / 786. You get above it, may want to go for higher highs, right? As long as you can get above that value area high. So I will mark this out for you guys because these are definitely going to be the levels I'm keeping an eye on. Go ahead and turn that neutral. Grab our horizontal raise. Bada boom. Bada bing. And I will put a purple box on the POC just because you have that 786 confluence. So definitely going to be a resistance level. So locally, I don't know if this is going to be like the rejection before a giant dump or it's just going to be a little pullback, but I would be looking for potential rejections off these key levels, right? And then obviously the value area high as well. But yeah, that's kind of what I'd be looking at. And let me see if we pull. Let me see here. Let me get some of these levels real quick. Yeah, I mean, this isn't a bad range to look at either. It's a little bit wonky. It's a little bit abstract, but I'll tell you, probably going to be respected in my opinion. So, I mean, you have your volume to back it up as well. So if you grab your horizontal raise, value area high, POC, value area low, I mean, what happened here, right? Like if you come down to a much lower time frame, I mean, you could probably even come lower than this. Let's come down to the 12-minute. Right? What happened? You came down, broke into your range, bounced off the value area low, right to the POC, back to the low, back to the high. This is your old value area high. But yeah, you went from the high to the low to the POC, back to the low, back to the high, flip the high to the support, breakout, right? So, these are local levels, but the reason I bring this up is because if you zoom out here, guys, let that volume spawn. There we go. Big volume gap, quick move down. You get the support on that high volume node. So, once you start losing those range lows, you could expect those quick moves down. I would also, let me pull a fib here real quick. Let me come to the 1 hour. I mean, this thing's just been going up and to the right for what feels like forever. Let me pull from this swing low all the way to the high, and there you go. It's the 786. As I suspected. So yeah, this biggest high volume node here, I mean, you're pretty far away from this, right? We're at 35, almost 3,600 bucks. This is at 3K. Going to be a very key level. I'm not even going to keep this on the chart. It's kind of far away. But obviously that $3,000 level is not only a high volume node, but a psychological level. But yeah, I mean, just looking at, in terms of volume profiles, guys, like maybe we get a rejection, right? And I'm just going to take this off the chart for now. But yeah, that's what I would look for. I would just look for a retrace, maybe a rejection off the golden pocket or 786. Flip that 786. I'd be looking for higher. Other than that, just use it. Still just looking at the macro volume profile, right? Because like I know it seems like we got a massive dump here, but like in the grand scheme of things, especially on ETH, nothing's really happened, right? We just came up to the value area high, and we have a doji candle. So once we decisively break key level of support is this value area high. $3,532. You lose this decisively, you're probably coming lower. The one thing I will say is I won't necessarily just automatically assume, like I oftentimes do with the volume profiles. Once we get stuck under here, I want to be very clear. I'm not just instantly going to expect that POC, right? Because we have a lot of levels below us that are likely to act as support. Again, that $3,000 level, even down here at 3265 where we already bounced. These are some pretty significant levels. Not only because the high volume nodes, I also just happen to know that there is confluence on these levels as well. I'm not going to go and pull all the fibs, etc. But I just know these are key levels from the other analysis I've done off camera. If we get stuck under here, I'm not just going to instantly look for the POC. Just keep that in mind. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. Shout out to Wick. Said, I'm ashamed of myself. Shout out to Wick. Don't be too hard on yourself, brother. He says, I'm ashamed of myself. I bought a little bag of ETH 10 months ago to swap into other tokens and completely forgot it. It's up 82%. Let's go. Shout out to Wick589. Can't complain about 82% in profit. Let's go. Shout out to you, brother. Rob the Crypto Snob. Hold up. Chemistry Bro Frankie Candles After Dark. Oh, guys. Mrs. Candles turned the fan on again. I mean, the fan off again. The camera fan, unbelievable. I totally didn't purposely kill that camera to use a breathing assistance apparatus. I swear. I'm kidding. You guys know I'll just do that right on camera and just deny it in front of everybody's face. Sorry about that, guys. Camera went black. I just turned the fan on. It should be back and running in just a minute. But while we're waiting for that, let's shout out to the shout out. Oh, thank you, Rob. Oh, somebody took the altcoins down. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. Thank you for that. Mods, shout out to you guys. Just always keeping us on track here. I appreciate you guys. I would have never known my camera was dead. But let's go ahead and that's Ethereum. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these alts. We've got Gala, Crow, Sheeb, XRP, one that I definitely want to look at. And we also have to look at shout out to Retro Mike. Thank you for the super chat, bro. He says leverage sounds cool. 120x, a good starting point. Thanks for the sauce. Shout out to Retro Mike. Guys, Retro Mike is a trained professional. Shout out to Retro Mike. Thank you for the super chat, bro. I appreciate you. But what were the super chat? That super chat. We can take a look at COQ. Oh, Solana and INJ. I will take a look at those really quickly first, just to get them out of the way here so I don't forget about them. But let's go ahead and take a look at Solana, or Solonzo, as our boy James Kramer might say. But here we are. Oh, wow. Look at this. Look at the respect. Dang. Okay, so let's take a look at Solana here, guys. Obviously, we had unbelievable, right? We got our move, and we've been looking at this volume profile for quite some time, but we got a bounce off this low here, which, by the way, was a long setup that we low-key just gave for free on the live stream. Wound up playing out in we don't often, I want to be clear, we don't oftentimes do that. I was just feeling a little saucy saying, hey, guys, if I were looking for a long on Solana, I wouldn't long this level because that was the level that we were bouncing off of. I was like, I'd much rather wait for a pullback here and then look for the real long. But we got that long to play out. We broke out of the volume profile, broke out of this value area high, and what did we do? We retested as expected, right? Or as you would expect, I should say. To retest not only your previous value area low, but what happened? We came up here, tested that POC, boom, quick move right back to the downside. So as of right now, you're kind of in no man's land, in my opinion, right? You're kind of just sitting between volume profiles. So right now, your key level of support, which I believe this is the POC. Yeah, why is this not labeled POC? Boom, right? So, yeah, look at that. This is honestly, you get a move out, right? Retest that POC before you get another push up. But I would say right now, your key level of resistance, if you want more upside for Solana, you got to break above that POC at $140, right? Which we got a beautiful rejection on. Now, taking a look at the daily, fresh red dot, confirmed yesterday, or was this confirmed just now? No, this was just confirmed a few minutes ago, like 5-6 minutes ago. So red dot confirmed. Let's check that 90-minute money flow. Yeah, you don't really have the confluence to make it that bearish of a signal, so scratch that. 16-hour red dot confirmed. Let's check that 1-hour money flow. Yeah, you're not getting like the confluence for like the super bearish moves. Not that you can't come down. Remember, guys, a lot of people like to say where it wicks it goes, or where it wicks it sticks. And that is true. Oftentimes when you get these big wicks, price will like to come down and just like fill that whole wick. So could we come back down into this volume profile? Potentially. But the way I would handle this is you are between volume profiles. Key level to the upside. Break above this value area low at $134. You could expect to move to your POC. Because your POC is so close to your value area low here, I would just use the POC as your key level, right? So if I break above that value area low, I'm not really getting excited because I have key resistance just above. So I'm just going to look at this as our key level. So $140, right? You break above $140, that's your doorway to higher prices. So to be honest with you, what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap these levels, right? Your doorway to higher prices is no longer that value area low. It is actually the POC. If I could pull this actual pass range, line it up with that POC, and then we'll just label this label this value area low, right? So you break above that POC at 140 bucks. That's your doorway to higher prices. Let me change this. POC. It's not oftentimes that your POC is the doorway to higher prices, but in this specific scenario, it is indeed. So that's your key zone to the upside. Break above that purple box. What purple box, Frankie? What do you mean? It's right here. It's that purple box. Anyway, and then if we get a move back to the downside, I mean, very similarly, we're kind of ping-ponging between two very similar levels. You have your value area high, which is also pretty significantly close to your POC, right? So you got to break above this purple box to get the move back to the upside, right? A bigger move to the upside, potentially targeting $201 for Solana, right? Once you break above that POC, that's likely where your journey to $200 will start. And then if you come down, you got to break below this POC for a significant move to the downside, getting you closer to about an $80 Solana at your previous value area low. So, and this will be resistance until it's flipped. And then this, in the opposite direction, will be support until it's flipped to resistance, right? So you come up here, expect to bounce down. If you flip it to support, that's your doorway to higher prices. If you come down here, expect to bounce to the upside. If you get stuck underneath it, that's your doorway to lower downside. So there you go. That's what I'd be looking at on Solana. Okay. And then let's go ahead and check INJ. Actually, we have not looked at INJ, I don't think, for a little while here. Actually, it's not true. We actually did look at this recently, I believe. Maybe not. Maybe not. I could be lying. It's very hard to tell. I try to tell by where these fibs are pulled. So what is when was this high? Yeah, so we haven't looked at it in a while, unless we looked at a different chart. Could check the MEXC chart. All right, so I'm actually going to make this, I'm going to make a new chart here because these levels are kind of, actually, no, not really. I'm going to clear some of these levels. Yeah, I mean, to be quite honest with you, your key levels to the downside are almost basically the same. 786 is like still somewhat relevant here. Yeah, your 786 in the grand scheme of things and your golden pocket retracements are pretty much the same, right? So this zone right here between 28 and 2691 is going to be key support if you lose this range to the downside. Now, these local levels are the things that have changed. Wow. So hard to tell. Sometimes we get lucky and price just follows the line. Not that we try to do it, but I don't remember what we had going on here. But anyway, local range remains intact here, right? Simply put, when in doubt, you're looking at the volume profiles. And I will say, you had a daily naked point of control down here. So this is likely what we were looking at last time if you get a deviation below the range. And guys, the reason I bring this up is because if you're new to the channel, right, or you're new to volume profiles, like this is the sauce. If you deviate below your value area low, we had a 786 daily naked point of control confluence down here being very key support, which would be a significant place to be looking for a long. Boom, you get a move back into your volume profile. You flip your value area low to support, right to the POC, right to the value area high. You deviate above your volume profile. This is where you want to look for shorts in anticipation of getting a move back into your range and then getting a move back down to your value area low. And then we deviated once again back into that 786, now tapped point of control. And what happened? You got your bounce right back into the range. So to be quite honest with you, let me get rid of some of this stuff because a lot of this stuff is already tapped. To be quite honest, I would look at your INJ chart in terms of this volume profile because this has been respected. So let's pull value area high, POC, POC, value area low. So with this, what I would be looking at is, yeah, I would take these as your key levels. Value area high at $40.65, POC at $38.86, and then your value area low at $33.82. And if you lose this range decisively, let's pull up our VPVR. And let me get rid of, let me fix this once and for all. I don't ever want to see these levels ever again. So I'm going to go ahead and save that as default. So there we go. Now, if you wind up losing this range, yeah, your next, you could look at this. This is what I would look for, right? I'll just give away a little bit of free sauce here. I would look for a swing failure pattern on this wick, right? Because you have a nice backstop of support here on the golden pocket. And let me see if I can get this camera back on. Bada boom. Didn't work. Come on. Maybe it'll turn back on. Oh, there we are. Hey, baby, we're back. But I would look here for a potential SFP, because if you get this move to the downside and you liquidate and stop out all the long positions that may be long still from down here, because these people have not been likely stopped out. These people who are long from down here are not at break even yet, right? These people are in profit. So if we get back down here, you could stop out and liquidate those people, potentially causing a little bit of a liquidation wick. But this golden pocket could act as some nice backup support. So it may be a good place to be looking for a potential long. And that's what I'd be looking for locally on INJ, right? Other than that, looking for the value area to get respected. And shout out to Bilal. Hopefully you're still here. So you come up to the high, you can look for shorts as you deviate above the high, just like you could have done right here in anticipation of getting sucked back into the range. And then if you come back down, deviate below, you could look for longs. But specifically, I would really like to wait for a potential SFP to happen, because that would be a higher probability trade in my opinion. So that's what I'd be looking at on INJ. And we didn't even look at Market Cipher. But we could look at Market Cipher. Let's just take a look at the daily, see if there's any... okay, it actually does look different than everything else. I'm kind of glad I brought this up. So, yeah, I mean, VWAP kind of rounding off here. Yeah, potential. Yeah, I would just look at the levels, to be honest. What we just spoke about. I would just ignore the indicators for right now. All right, let me pull up live chat because I have the super chat still up. Let's see. Yo, shout out to you. Shout out to Ann. Says, what's on your cheeks? It looks like a chapstick mark. It's not lipstick, I swear. Don't tell Mrs. Candles. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. Bada boom, bada bing. Yo, I love that people call Wick Trash Cat. Is it because he has a possum as his profile picture? Those stanky possum stank fangus. But anyway, let's continue on here. Let's see. Okay. Let's take a look at Gala. Now, we did look at Gala yesterday. I don't remember exactly what we said. I don't know what the bias was there, but I do know that we were likely looking at this volume profile, which obviously is getting respected, thanks to the volume profiles. I wish I could take credit for that, but I can't. I didn't invent them. I wish I did. But right now, for Gala, I mean, what happened here? Let me zoom out. Where are these levels coming from? Let's pull up the VPVR real quick. Bada boom, bada bing. Okay, what happened? I thought I saved this as default with no levels. What is going on? Save as default. Okay. So, what is this level from? Might have been from this bigger range. Potential. No, that is... Bear with me here. Maybe. Yeah, I'm going to take this... forget this local range. I'm going to take this bigger range right about here. Bada boom, bada bing. Grab the horizontal ray. Value area high. POC. Value area low. And this is what I would take, right? So, yeah. So your value area high is sitting at about 0.04969. That's your key support resistance. Key support is your value area low. And I would even argue that I don't think, you're not going to get your confluence there. Let's pull it to this swing. Okay. I would take this level potentially. Bear with me, guys. I'm doing kind of some abstract. Yeah. Ooh, baby. This is what I wanted. So the POC here, guys, sometimes I just see stuff out of the corner of my eye. This POC, now I want to explain to you guys what I just saw, right? This 786 sitting here at 0.03117. I see this as a key level, right? Because we've already tested the golden pocket, and if we are going to continue our downtrend, right, based off Market Cipher, if we pull up Market Cipher, if it's looking anything similar to Bitcoin, money flow is coming out, indicating a potential continuation of a downtrend, right? Coming down to the lower time frames, 2 hour coming out, 1 hour money flow is in the red with the VWAP rolling over. So there are reasons to potentially anticipate some more downside locally. So if we were to see that, we've already gotten a tap on our golden pocket. If we continue down, the next place you would expect based off your Fibonacci retracements is that 786 level. Now, I peeped this little local range out of the corner of my eye right here, and I was saying to myself in my head, well, hey, if the POC of this range lines up with that 786, it would make it a pretty saucy level in my opinion. So I pulled the range, and you could see that your POC is indeed in beautiful confluence of that 786 level. So in my opinion, this is a saucy level. I would look for a bounce here, right? No guarantees, not financial advice. You could dump from here and not even respect this level at all. But likely, you're going to get some respect here. So, more probably than not. But if I draw this as a range, here are the levels I would watch, right? So you got quite a few levels to watch, right? So main range is the one that we're in right now. Until this value area low breaks, based off the volume profiles, you would expect the POC to give you turbulence. Once you flip that to support, you look for the high. If you come back down and lose this range low and you lose this golden pocket, next place I would look for is this point of control 786. Could you bounce off the value area high? Yes. Is the 786 POC a saucier level to test? Absolutely. So for that reason, I would wait for the 786 unless I got some kind of crazy bullish confirmation right here. But nevertheless, these are the key levels to watch. I would expect that 786 if you get the continued move down. All right, let's see. Yo, shout out to Danero. What is going on, bro? Good to see you. He says, lost 10K, gained 50 with this wick. TP time, baby. Let's go. Shout out to Danero. Congrats on your 50K gain. Sometimes you got to lose 10K to make 50K. And in other terms, sometimes you got to lose $100 to make $500, and sometimes you got to lose $10 to make $100. You can't win them all, and you can't. All your trades are not always going to be in the green. Keep that in mind. So there we go. That is what I'd be looking at on Gala. Just a quick little check-in on the Bitcoins. Got to move our lines here. See what's going on here. Bada boom, bada bing. Okay. Yeah, it's just still kind of wiggling around here. It's kind of wiggling all around. Is this a, no, not really. It's not really a rising wedge. It's more of a rising broadening wedge. Bing bong. Okay. Just trying to keep an eye on things. But let's go ahead and check out our next altcoin is going to be Crow. Let's go ahead and check it, or Craw, as some people like to say. Crow USDT. Well, here we are. Okay, we haven't done, where's our Crow chart from the other day is the question. It definitely wasn't this OK. Is it the OKX chart? Interesting. We don't typically look at the OKX chart. Wow, that's old, guys. This is from, like, the beginning of the channel. This is a weird-looking volume profile. We have not had these colors on our volume profiles for some time. Very wild. Okay, I'm just trying to find the, trying to see if we have like a running legitimate. All right, we'll use the. I'm gonna use the Bybit. Sorry, guys. All right. Here we go. That's Bitcoin. Just trying to find the chart with the most price history right now. Okay, this is what we'll use. We'll clear the chart and we'll start fresh. Now, looking at the weekly here, I know a lot of times, or yesterday, we were looking at some very specific things, guys. And we were looking for prices to revisit their 2021 all-time highs, right? Or not all-time highs, but their 2021 value areas. Now, when looking at Crow, you can argue that this has just recently broken out of its bear market range, right? You bing bong around in the bear market, you test your high, retest the POC breakout. So at this point, I would potentially, weekly money flow crossover. If we get a pullback, I would be looking, if we get a continued pullback, I would love a retest. I don't know if you'll get this. It's almost too poetic. It'd almost be too lucky to happen, in my opinion. But right here, this golden pocket value area high confluence, this could be a beautiful level to retest if we are going to get a pullback. So if this move down continues, right, we could look for a retest of that golden pocket. This would be a good potential buy the dip scenario for me, not for you, for me. And this could be a good place to potentially look to buy on spot for me, or look for a new long position in anticipation of getting another big move up whenever that may be, because once we break this high volume node at about 18.5 cents, right here, 0.18970, we pull up above this, flip this to support, very quickly we could break into that low volume gap and get a move to our previous value area low, which I can only assume is going to be sitting around this area, right? If we pull our bull market range, boom. Well, let me actually not pull this on the weekly. Let me pull it on the daily so I can get it a little bit more accurate. And let me pull that to here. And there you go. Okay, so indeed, it was sitting here. But yo, what is going on with this, guys? What is going on with this? Save as default. Save. Okay. Anyway, this is kind of nice, right? Because if you, I would consider this somewhat lucky. If you get a pullback here, I would consider that somewhat lucky. If you get the bounce, this is your key level to flip, 0.18970. Once you flip that, you have a low volume gap right up to this high volume node, which is coincidentally right here in confluence with your value area low. Not only your value area low, but you also have your POC just above that. And then you also have your value area high. So this would be your bull market range. Not in my opinion. This is your bull market range. That's a fact, right? It's not really an opinion. But whether we get there or not is definitely an opinion. But this is definitely what I would expect. You flip this level, you have a pretty nice low volume gap here. You see the fall off on volume. When you have these low volume gaps, guys, for anybody who's new here, you're likely going to get a quick move through these levels, right? There is no, if you're looking at these high volume nodes as support and resistance, right? Key levels of support and resistance. And when you come down to those high volume nodes, you get bounces, right? You would expect bounces on these levels. Just like that, when you have these low volume areas, you expect quick moves through them, right? You could see that exemplified right here. Very quick dump to the downside through the low volume gap. Once we break above that level again, likely we will get the same move to the upside. We've seen this play out countless times like we saw on Dogecoin, right? We knew we had a volume gap just above this value area. And how do we know the volume gap was there? Well, other than the fact that we could see it right here, we knew it worked in the past, right? Once we broke out here, quick move up, quick move down. It's because there's nothing above, nothing but air above you, right? And then same thing here, right? Quick dump to the downside in the bear market resulted in a quick fly through that low volume gap again. And we knew once Dogecoin would break through this level, we'd likely get a quick move through that gap again. So these gaps are extremely useful. Imagine knowing when price is going to fly through an area and, how much money you can make off of that, right? Now, you can't just use that alone, but when you could take this into consideration and you're looking for a long position here, it's nice to know that there may be nothing above you and a big pump on the way, right? Just very, very useful. So that's what I'd be looking at on Crow, right? We've already broken out of our range. If you get the continued move to the downside, this is your key support. I would even maybe extend that to your 786, and then look for this as a buy the dip opportunity if you're lucky enough to get back down there. And then if you get the bounce, that's what I'd expect on the way back up. And then obviously over here at your value area low of the bull market range is going to be your doorway to higher prices. So there you go. All right, let's see. Shout out to Arb Gamer, said, stop talking, give me a kiss. Arb Gamer making moves on Frankie Candles. I don't even know who's behind that avatar. Shout out to Arb Gamer. Shout out to Maybe a Band-Aid. Thank you for that super chat, bro. I appreciate you. He says, hashtag not my inhaler. Shout out to you. Appreciate that, my Maybe a Band-Aid. Some people say maybe a bandage. I say maybe a Band-Aid. All right, let's see. Shout out to RH, said, Frankie, please show how to make and use the volume profile or value area VPVR. Shout out to RH. We have tons of tutorials on the channel that break down the volume profiles and everything you need to know about them. We also cover it on the live stream very often. But we got to get through these altcoins. But if you keep watching, I will use these volume profiles on these altcoins. But check the tutorials on the YouTube channel. They will break down exactly how to use these tools so you can make money trading the price, whether it's going up or down. All right, let's see. Shout out to Nikki94. Boo said, Frankie, Sheep, please. We can take a look at Sheep. Oh, actually, it's next on the list. So shout out to Nikki94. Boo, we got you. All right, so let's take a look here. B Team Crypto said, I took a little off the top. Got new compound bow. Let's go. And set some limit buys. Let's see. Fine 89. Somebody needs to change their name to Let's See 589. Or Fine 89. I love that. Got them Diamond Stankfangas. Let's go. Shout out to B Team Crypto. Shout out to Wick 589 and his Possum Stankfangas. Let's get it. All right, let's continue on. Yo, let's go. Shout out to Rob. Let's go. Rob Strizzle says, I made that Doge trade because of you. By the way, Rob Strizzle, this is never financial advice. You should never take any of my trades. You'll lose all your money. But let's see what happened. Rob said, took the trade because of you. Wasn't even looking for it. Thank you so much. Shout out to Rob. Congratulations. I assume you have made some gains on that move. So shout out to you, bro. Congrats on your gains. And everyone else who told me they made gains. Let's go. Congrats to you guys. Bing bong. Let's get it. Throw some Benjis in the air. Oh, that was a nice throw. Let's get it. But let's continue on. We got 1,074 people in here. Drop 1,000. If we get 1,000 likes on today's live stream. Oh, Tony D? Tony D? Guys, let me know if a while Tony D appears. Tony D, if you are hearing this, if you can make that poll for the giveaway, if you can make that poll for the giveaway, and I will say, if we get 1,000 likes on tonight's live stream, we will do whatever's in the poll. Are we about to catch Tony D not in the live stream? I'm just kidding, guys. He does tons of important stuff. Tony D does not need to be in the live stream. No, he is here. Shout out to Tony D. Could you do that poll for me, bro? I appreciate you. Okay, so let's take a look at Sheep real quick. Bada boom, bada bing. That's the market cap. That's not what we want. Also, I can't believe Sheep has a $20 billion market cap. All right, let's take a look at Sheep, not the market cap. Let's take a look at the Binance Tether. Oh, baby. Oh, you can't make it up, Mafia. You cannot make it up. Unbelievable. Guys, yo, shout out to De Niro says, Tony D. That's how you call Tony D, guys. Shout out to De Niro. Yo, Tony D. No. Tony, stop dancing. Stop dancing. That's not what I meant. That's usually what I mean, but that's not what I meant, bro. But yeah, I don't know if you might have not been here yet when I said it, Tony. But if you can make a poll, if we hit 1,000 likes, I will do whatever's on the poll. But please be nice to me. I'm not gonna go skydiving. Okay? I will never skydive. I've done doors off helicopter. I've dangled my feet outside of a helicopter while it flew around. I will not skydive. I'm not saying I won't skydive. But it's just like, I don't know, it's not on my bucket list. It's not something that, like, I have to do. I don't know. I'm not saying I wouldn't be scared, but scuba dive, I'd be low-key rather skydiving than scuba dive. I'll be honest with you. Scuba diving's kind of sketchy, to be honest. Let's see. All right, let's see. Let's continue on. Guys, you cannot make this up. What happened to Sheep? What happened to Sheep, guys? I did not expect this to happen as quickly as it did, but we did 100% expect this to happen based off the volume profiles. Absolutely insane. What were we looking at? We were looking at this on Sheep, but also Dogecoin. This is literally played out in full, right? And this is, I thought we were going to have to wait for like the entire bull market to play out to see this stuff happen, but we broke below our bear market range. We bing-bonged around. This is an undervalued Shiba Inu, right? Our value area in the bear market was up here. This was the price that was agreed upon to be fair, right? Between this value area high and this value area low. So as you deviate below, this is oversold or undervalued. You look for the return into your value area, and then this is your doorway to higher prices, the previous value area low. What happens when you flip this level to support? Bing bong, you fill the rest of your range, and then once you break out of this range, what are you expecting? Just like we talked about on Dogecoin, just like we looked at on Crow, I think it was, we have this giant volume gap above us, right? Leading up to the value area low of that bull market range. What happened? You got the breakout. You went straight to your value area low. You even stuck to it a little bit as it was interacted with. At that point, you're expecting to come up to your POC. At that point, you flip this to support. You're looking to go to your value area high. And what are you looking for here, guys? You're looking for the shorts back down to the POC. Where did you get the bounce? Guys, if this is not an advertisement for the volume profile, if this does not sell the volume profile, I don't know what will. This is literally what we expected. Not only on SHIB. We were looking at this, something very similar on Dogecoin. Dogecoin got the rejection at the value area low, which was the key level we were looking at. But if we flip this to support, we would have looked for the whole range to be filled to the value area high like happened on SHIB, and then you would have looked for the short at the top. But very simply put, if you've been watching this channel, you will know how poetic this is. And like not even just the fact that we filled the bull market range, got the rejection at the high, went right back to the POC, and then got the bounce at the POC. These are not made up levels. These are not because I think it's going to bounce here. These are volume derived levels. This is why I use this tool. When you draw a trend line, right? When you draw a trend line, a billion other people have trend lines, right? So granted, it is an estimation. You're not expecting price to bounce directly off your line. You're essentially just drawing a line, and trend lines work. I don't want to say this like and make it sound like trend lines don't work. They will work, but these are volume-derived levels. These are why these are respected so well, because you could see how strong the level is, right? How much volume was transacted at this level, right? You can actually see it. So that's why they're so respected. You flip that value area low to support right to the POC, and you could see interacted with. It's not like we just smashed right through it. You go to a low enough time frame, you'll see exactly how much you interacted with it, and it's kind of creepy. So and again, just like when you flip the low, you expect the POC, you expect the high. It's the way they behave that makes them so predictable. This is how we crush the markets, right? So there you go. I mean, to be quite honest with you, we went from the high to the POC. I would look at the value area high as your key level of resistance, and then your key level support, simply put, your POC. Break below that POC, get stuck below it. You're looking for a quicker move down towards your value area low. Also, right here on this high volume node, I could almost guarantee you, if I pull this little mini range, your POC of this range is likely going to be that high volume node, right? It's not that crazy to predict, right? And there you go, right? Perfect confluence. So, you could actually look at this as a zone, right? Because you have this whole zone down here. You have this shelf of volume here, and there's nothing above it, right? So if you come down here, lose the POC, probably going to be a quick move down to the top of this blue box. And then if you grind down to the value area low, this is where you can look for longs. But if you start slipping this level, look at the giant gap below. You're probably going to be headed back down towards your value area, previous value area high. Just like when you broke out, you expected a quick move up to this level. When you break down, you would expect a quick move down to that level. Simply put, there you go. Giving out that sauce, baby. Let's get it. All right, let's see. We got 686 likes. Oh, God, Tony D coming up with some fire ideas. Tony, I did not think you were going to go this route, but I like it. Let's see. Tony says, what should Frank do if we hit 1,000 likes? Tip a random waitress $500. Tony, does that mean that we just, go find someone who's a waitress and give them $500, or do they have to serve us? Shout out to Tony D. Tip a random waitress $500. What if we get bad service? Wait, Tony D, it'd be really hard to find service good enough down here in the ATL to tip $500. So how funny would it be if we went to a restaurant and got horrible service and then just still tipped them $500? That would be fire. And then donate 150 memberships to the Mafia. Hey, I don't hate that one. Fall Guys stream with the Mafia. I don't hate that one as well. Take a vacation. Yo, take a vacation is winning. Yo, you guys are the healthiest community that could probably ever be in existence. Shout out to you guys. You guys are the best. Skydive. Fabio says skydive. Skydive on vacation. If Mrs. Candles does it, I have to do it. I can't not do it. But yeah, the truth is, I feel like I'm not scared to skydive. I feel like I wouldn't be nervous at all. But then I also feel like it's easy to say when you're not standing at the door of a plane, right? Then you're standing there, you're like, what was I thinking? Am I going to jump out of this right now? Shout out to Genesis. Thank you so much for that super chat, bro. I appreciate you. He said, wouldn't the VWAP and the fixed volume profile show the same thing, because VWAP is from the visible range volume, is from the visible, and the only visible for that range is this level. Shout out to Genesis. I don't know if I 100% understand that question. So the different, I don't know if I really understand the question. Is the VWAP the same as the okay, so they are both volume tools, right? So the VWAP is a volume tool, but not the same as a fixed range volume profile, just because you would use them differently, right? So will it give you similar levels? Maybe. But for instance, right, like the reason we use the fixed range volume profile is to get the context of the actual range, right? So if you were to pull up, let's say, your VWAP, bada boom, come down to a lower time frame. So yeah, shout out to Genesis. If you could drop more detail. Oh yeah, I mean the exact one that you showed there. I mean VWAP is on that high volume node. Is that what you mean? Is this what you mean, Genesis? Let me know. Is that what you mean? Because if that's what you mean, then yes, you are correct. Let's see. Jay Chetta says, "Fly is falling with style." Hey. I guess falling with style. Flying is falling with style. Yeah, I guess that is true. Shout out to Val. Says, "Love you guys. Love you back, Val." We got 702 likes. And thank God, skydiving is not on that list. Let's see. So yeah, Genesis, let me know. Hopefully I can see it, but let me know if that's what you meant. Because if so, then you were right. That VWAP is right on that POC. That is correct. Okay, let's continue on. Okay, let's continue on. Let's go, baby. Shout out to Val. Okay, so let's see. That was Sheep. And again, guys, could not have been, and actually rejecting VWAP right here. Got a nice little rejection. That looks kind of sketchy. I'll skydive with you. I'm also terrified. Shout out to Tony D. Thank you for the super chat, bro. No, Tony, you're supposed to say you don't want me to super chat because Frankie Candles won't continue if I don't make it. And shout out to Genesis said, sorry. I mean, why did you pull the fixed volume profile there? If the volume profile is right there already as shown. Exactly. Yeah. So shout out to Genesis. That's why it's not that weird to be able to predict that, because there's not really, with the volume shown here, this high volume node could only be pulled from this price action. Correct. Yes. Now, if we had other price actions showing to the left side, which would be kind of hard to see because this is literally just a complete and straight candle to the upside, it would be harder to note there. But yes, exactly. That's why I was like, it's not hard to really predict because that's what you would see. But the difference here is the fixed range gives you the context of the range, right? Could you draw your own kind of value area off the fixed range? Yes. And obviously, it prints its own value areas. If you use this, you can see value area high would be sitting right here, and then your value area low would be sitting all the way down here, all those unhighlighted candles. But, I mean, could you even make it like where you look at the shelf of volume, right? You can see right on this value area high is the start of that shelf, and then your value area low is a little harder to find there because it's not a clear shelf. But the reason we use the fixed range is to actually get the context of the actual range, not just the POC. Hopefully, I don't really know the exact question, but I think you're right. I think what you were looking for was correct. But let's see. Shout out to Golden. Thank you for the super chat, bro. Said, I've skydived 52 times. LFG. I'll hold your hand the whole way, buddy. Shout out to Golden. If we go skydiving, I hate that we're even saying the word skydiving this many times because I feel like we're just going to talk it into existence. But if we did, Golden's got to come. Golden's got to come with us because he could just be like, yeah. Shout out to Genesis said, sorry, thank you. Don't apologize, bro. I'm happy to, yeah. I am literally having the time of my life up here, so I don't mind it. Shout out to Genesis. But yes, Golden, dude, you got to come skydiving with us if we wind up doing it. That is, should we just take a 747 and just bring the whole mafia and everybody just jumps out? That would be fire. Okay, let's see. Let's continue on. Maybe a Band-Aid said, Frankie about to have an anxiety attack just thinking about it. I'm not nervous, guys. I'm not nervous. Guys, I'm not scared, guys. Duh. I do hate how high this chair is. I don't like being this far off the ground. Anyway, guys, let's continue on here. We're getting sidetracked, but let's go ahead and take a look at our next altcoin, which is going to be XRP. And just really, I mean, seriously, guys, those volume profiles just absolutely shellapped. But let's go ahead and take a look at XRP. Now, obviously, guys, XRP has kind of been, right? And we basically got exactly what we did not want to happen. And what did we not want to happen? Well, we simply did not want to lose our value area low here. And we did, right? We cracked above our value area low once again, which is the doorway to higher prices, right? But we could not hold it, right? We've tried to break above this level so many times, broke above it here, lost it, broke above it here, lost it, broke above, lost it, tried to get in again, lost it, bearish retest, bigger move down, tried to get back in, lost it. Ugh, so boring on XRP. This thing will not move. Which could be nice, right? Because maybe it's taking a nap because it's about to wake up and be really cranky and just rip to the upside like an angry bull. But not what we wanted to see, right? Super boring price action. This was like that. Being above here was our only hope to get a bigger move up to potentially 83 cents, and we've now lost that level. Now, is it super bearish? Not necessarily, right? The reason this is a bad thing, in my opinion, is because it's just boring, right? But if we pull our range here, yeah, I mean, I would look at this as our new range. So we need to break out of this value area, apparently, because, or not apparently, but that's kind of the important thing here, right? You got to get above the value area low. So, yeah, I would kind of be looking at this in two contexts, right? Number one, you're below your bull market range, right? And you're just trying to get back in there, and you just cannot do it, right? Once you flip this to support, looking for a move up to the POC, flip the POC, looking to go to the high. And then other than that, locally, what I would watch is really, you know, you could argue two ranges, right? One would be this, right, with your value area high being rejected right here, key level being your POC. You could also argue that you could pull it back down to here. Not the worst range either. I would like to look at this more locally, in my opinion. So this is what I would look at. I'm going to mark out this. Let me macro value area. And then let me just grab these levels and hide the macro value area, right? Grab this. Come on. Grab that in there. Bada boom. And then, yeah, so locally, guys, I would watch this range. And again, could you pull this back further? Potentially. But this is what I would look for locally. Grab your box. Make your range. Bada boom. Neutral. Value area high. POC. Value area low, right? So if you rejected the high, came down below the POC. If we bearishly reject this POC and can't get back above, I would simply look for this value area low to come in. Now, do we have confluence on that value area low? Let's find out, because we don't know, right? And come on. There we go. That's not the most beautiful confluence. That's not the confluence I would have liked. I would probably look at this. Maybe not. Bear with me, guys. I want to make sure we get the key levels here. Okay. So, we have a weekly down here. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Boom. So, this is what I would watch. Plain and simple. This is your range. If you get back down to this low, I would be looking for longs, potentially. Scalp longs, right? Meaning not looking to, like, buy the dip on spot. I'm not buying XRP anymore. I hold enough of it, and it hasn't performed, right? Thank God I have not bought into this anymore because the money that I was thinking about picking up some extra XRP, but I put that money into other altcoins, and those other altcoins have made me so much money over the past few days that I'm glad I didn't stick it into XRP because it just continued to do nothing. I'm not bearish on XRP in the long run, but I'm invested in XRP as much as I want to be invested because I think a lot of people are taking very, very not high-risk positions, but they're risking locking up their capital in something that has been underperforming for quite some time. Now, is XRP going to go on a monumental run? At some point, probably. In my opinion, probably going to happen. But I hold too much of it already, and I just didn't want to allocate any more capital to it. If this thing doesn't do much in this bull run, I won't be that upset, right? If it takes off, I have a big enough bag to make me happy. I don't want it to come off like I'm bearish on XRP because I'm not. But I am just kind of over watching it do nothing. Not selling any, but definitely not buying anymore. But okay, so yeah, if we get back down here, simply put, POC's key resistance, if you get down to this value area low, this is where I'd look for scalp longs. Even if you deviate slightly below, that is where I would look for a bigger move back into the range, up to your POC, up to your value area high. And then once you start playing around with the breakout of the value area high, that's where you could target the POC of the macro range, sitting at 83 cents. Right there, right? So there you go. That is what I'd be looking at on XRP. All right, let's see. Shout out to ZC Productions. Shout out to you, bro. He says, Frankie, always great to see you, bro. Can I get a look at Snack? Chart fam, much love from the Snacks. Shout out to ZC Production. Yeah, we could go ahead and take a look at Snack right now. Cardano altcoin. Checking on MEXC. I don't know when the last time we looked at this was. I guess it was back here. Well, this fib would definitely be moving down. Bada boom. All right, so you got a nice little rejection off your golden pocket. 7-8 snack sitting right here. Let me get rid of this local. All right, I'm sorry. Yeah. All right, so you got your golden pocket rejection. Dang. All right, well, these levels got respected. Not a big Cardano guy, but I'm going to clear this. Okay, so simply put, I mean, you have a few different ways you could look at this, right? Like you got a little range right here. You got another range right here. Right? So many ways to look at this, but I'm just looking at this in the longer term. You broke out of your value area. This is your key level of support. This is, I think I just mentioned this being Cardano. It's a Cardano altcoin, or meme coin. But yeah, 0.0016809. This is your key level of support. If you lose this level, it is going to be more probable than not that you're going to get a bigger move to the downside. Key levels being, I'm actually not going to look at this fib. I'm going to. Come on. Boom. There we go. Okay. So these are the key levels I would look. This is pretty simply put. I'm going to do this quick and dirty because we are running out of time here. Oh, wow. We are over time. Wow. Time flies when you're doing a ton of TA. But let's continue on. Okay. So, yeah, key levels to the downside. I mean, if you lose this level of support, right? If you hold this level of support, you could get a bigger move up. But if you lose this and you cannot get a move back down, not get a big move back up, I would look for a move down to this golden pocket sitting at whatever number this is. I'm not going to butcher it for you guys. I want you guys to have the accurate levels. I don't want to mess it up. And then your 786 is sitting, let me put a horizontal raise so you guys can see the number right here. That would be a key level to look at as well. Bada boom. And then, and then your next real major key levels to the downside are going to be your POC value area low of the range. So, like, just don't forget that you have the context of your volume profile here. Bada boom. Value area low, POC, value area high. Bada boom. That's what I'd be looking at. These are the key levels on SNEC. Market Cipher. Take a quick look at the daily for Market Cipher. Money flow crossing over into the green. That's actually not a bad sign for the long term if you're able to sustain that green money flow crossover. Obviously, red dot confirmed here, so maybe you bing bong around a little bit. But over time, as long as this stays in the green, that could indicate that the trend may continue to the upside. But I would definitely keep an eye on these key levels to the downside if you get a continued move down. Okay, let's continue on. Bada boom. I think that's all the time we got. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Oh, we are behind on chat. Yo, shout out to Genesis. I appreciate that super chat so much, bro. He said, you're so nice. Thank you. I appreciate that, bro. He said, you're so nice. I lost 5K, but you make me happy. I love your energy. Keep it up. I take it as a learning opportunity, though, so no hard feelings. Shout out to Genesis. Shout out to you, bro. Don't take the losses too heavily, brother. Now, I don't know if you took a loss on a spot bag. I don't know if you took a loss on a leverage trade. I will give you this. I will offer these words of encouragement or words of not financial advice, but words of advice from someone who has been trading for a long time. Don't take the losses hard, brother. And I know that's so much easier said than done. But I forget who said it. Someone was saying they lost 10K and they made 50K. Now, my best advice to you is to look at what you must have done wrong, right? Look at yourself. Were you being too greedy? Did you not have a stop loss set? Did you get liquidated because you didn't have a stop loss? Did you get greedy and not take profit? Did you have a bad entry? Identify what the problem was and just take full responsibility for it. Even if the price got manipulated and it was a rug pull and it really was out of your control, still put that blame on yourself. And think to yourself, journal it, dude. Journaling is one of the best things you could do as a trader. And this is something that I've been talking about, something I need to improve on. I need to start journaling more like I used to. And just, even if it was out of your control, just take full responsibility for it. Oh, but they pulled the rug. It wasn't my fault. That is out of your control. But then you could take that lesson, and if you just, the reason I say make it your fault is because it's easier to learn from it if you just make it your fault. If you just say, and I don't know what actually happened. I don't know if you got rug pulled or whatever. I'm just using examples. But if it was something like a rug pull, it's like, am I never going to invest in meme coins? No, I'm probably going to do it again, but maybe I'm more risk averse now. Maybe I only put 500 into the meme coin or, whatever it is. Take full responsibility, write down what the problem was, and try to see through non-biased lenses and just fully blame yourself for everything. And the more you do that, the easier it is going to be to improve those mistakes. First, you have to identify what you did wrong. I can't tell you how many times I've lost a trade, and I'm like, oh, man, it's because this person needed me to do this, and I had to walk away from the chart, and Mrs. Candle said dinner was ready, and like if she didn't do that, I would have been sitting at my desk and I could have taken prop. No, wrong. It's your fault. It's always your fault. And Genesis, I'm not saying you're not saying it's your fault, but I'm just saying if you're ever thinking like that, anybody, no, it is your fault no matter what happens. If you had a blackout and you lost all your computers and then you got liquidated, it's still your fault. And then the next trade, guess what? You'll have a battery backup, right? Now, is it your fault that the electricity went out? No. But if you just make it your fault and pretend like it's your fault, you'll be better prepared and it'll be easier to correct that mistake going forward. So I know that's not going to bring the money back, brother, but just try not to take it too emotionally. And again, I'm not saying you are, but just try not to take it too emotionally. And I appreciate you. I appreciate the kind words, bro. He said, I am quite numb already. It was cross-margin liquidation, like 30% of the account. Okay, shout out to Genesis. If it makes you feel better, bro, it wasn't that long ago that I liquidated one of my accounts doing the exact same thing. And actually, specifically, I had a limit order that I didn't realize I still had on. I didn't open that account for a couple of weeks, and then when I went back in to go enter a swing trade, there was no money in the account. I thought I got hacked. I checked my P&L, and I was honestly suspicious for a while. And you know what I did? I blamed the exchange. This is a perfect example. I blamed the exchange. I said, oh, what did they do? They must have put me in a position on high, what, dude? No. You probably had a limit order and you were too busy to realize it was still there. While you weren't looking, it got filled, went the wrong way. It was on cross margin and you got liquidated. So if it makes you feel better, brother, wasn't that long ago that happened to me as well. And it hasn't only happened once. That cross margin will get you. Shout out to Dave Digital. Dave, did you just get in here? Shout out to Dave. Hopefully, I was looking for you before, bro. But shout out to Dave Digital. Welcome in. Now we can start the show. What is going on, I'm just kidding. That's all the time we got for tonight's live stream, guys. Shout out to the Mafia. Hey, we'll see what happens on Bitcoin. Like I said, watch those key levels. Watch those somewhat bearish signals. And now you guys have the key levels to the downside. If we do get a move down, you know where to be looking for those bounces. And with all that being said, that's all the time I got for today's live stream. And like Genesis said, or like Genesis, if you're out there, if you did lose money today, don't take it too hard. Try to learn from the mistake. Journal. Read it through. Figure out the mistake. Then when it comes up again and you feel like you're going to make that mistake again, you're much better off, or you're much more likely to correct it. So there you go, guys. With all that being said, I'll see you tomorrow. Same place, same time, right here, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Frankie Candles YouTube channel. That's all I got. Frank Candles out. Bing bong.
What's next for me, Joe? I'm gonna get that second bell ring.
They should have had them two belts ready. Spit shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next.
Shout out to
Remember when
Jay-Z.
she blew
You
me
only
off,
lose
that's why I can't
if you
text.
quit.
Now
That's
she
right.
call me petty,
Bing
but I
bong.
swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, don't know what is in me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. That is the most fire song we've had on this show yet. That Conor McGregor sample in the beginning absolutely slaps. This is like my new favorite song. So for that reason, I'm not running the outro music, guys. I'm just gonna run that same song one more time. I'm obsessed with it, and I'm gonna play it until we can't stand it anymore. I'll see you guys tomorrow, same place, same time. You know the rest. Hasta pasta mafia. I love each and every single one of you guys. Frank Candles out. Bing bong.
Look what's next for me, Joe. I'm gonna get that second belt. Where the is it? They should have had them two belts ready. Spit shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, don't know what is in me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my,